if it comes into play copying something.
Okay.
You can play it just as Vesuva.
But it doesn't do anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
It just sits there.
Yeah, I actually think that's true. Ex-Sasquatch, that is tattoos are stick and poke.
What is stick and poke?
It's like you do them yourself, basically.
What?
Like you take you get ink from a pen.
Oh, okay.
And you, like stick in your skin. It's very fun.
Yeah, that sounds pleasant.
We're gonna do this afterwards tonight.
Yeah. To Phil's eyebrows.
Yeah.
Eyebrows.
To my eyebrows. Yeah. Let's tattoo my eyebrows. It's pretty cute. All right, second turn 2, gonna fetch off this Verdant Catacombs and play Grove of the Burn Willows. I imagine we'll see a Knight of the Reliquary incoming here.
Yeah, it might be too slow.
Primeval Titan's pretty fast.
Yeah.
And you know, Abrupt Gate doesn't kill.
Primeval Titan.
6-drop.
Or the lands that it gets.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Nathan's moving fast.
Ooh, and he gets. Oh yeah. Here's Glimmerpost, gain a life. Oop. And we're gonna jam this show. And this is the best card he could put into play off of it.
Yeah, we'll see what Sekko comes up with. Looks like he's just gonna put a wasteland into play.
It's a land or it's a Mox Diamond.
Yeah.
I'd say land is a little bit more exciting.
Land is slightly better.
Nathan's chosen. Nathan's sure what he's putting into play.
Mox Diamond, the silly kind of card that says when it enters the battlefield you have to discard, not when you cast it.
Correct.
So it's great to Flicker Wisp.
Yes. All right, so Primeval Titan coming into play, and here we get Cloudpost, and Nathan's thinking about the second one. Is he even Ayabugan in his deck?
Seems like 2 Cloudposts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ayabugan isn't Ayabugan a card you can get though? Like if it's in the deck?
I suppose. I assume it's in the deck, but
I'm just saying because his hand is all lands.
yeah.
So, like, maybe there's
you think
sometimes
he would just get up to that much?
Well, it's just effectively tutoring for a gas spell, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But right now we got a lot of mana on Nathan's side of the battlefield.
I wonder if Sekko's gonna be able to get the Knight big enough that Nathan can't actually attack the prime time into it.
I would be very surprised, given that Nathan can attack and just get Bajuka Bog.
Oh, good point. Okay.
He could wait though. Like if he just doesn't wasteland immediately. Okay, so he has like 2 options. If he doesn't wasteland immediately, he probably can get there.
Yeah.
But he's still gonna be, I think, pretty far behind against this 6. I think the 6/6 is just the real problem here.
Right. I mean, it's gonna get an unending string of mana here too.
Like the mana's like it's gonna invalidate wastelands, and eventually it's definitely gonna.
That's another prime time.
Yes, it is. But unfortunately, we're rather short on green mana here.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we just have double blue.
I mean, he can play a trop for that. He has 2 trops in his hand, so like.
I mean, but it won't be enough.
It'll come down next turn. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's that's really good for Nathan.
Yeah.
Since Sekko has, I think this is the turn you go get Bajuka Bog, and then next turn you can attack and Vesuva Bajuka Bog.
Sure.
If you're really worried about it, but I think this turn you just get a couple of more big mana lands. There's some argument for getting a green land here to make sure that you're good through Wasteland as far as casting the second Titan, but I don't even know how much that matters.
I wonder if Nathan's even going to attack though.
I can't. Why would you not attack though?
So the Knight is how big already?
It's like a 6/6, I think.
I think so, right?
But I think getting Bog here is just fine.
Yeah, I guess Sekko's only going to be able to get his Knight up to 4/4.
Yeah, after
Bog.
Yeah. The most he can put is 2 lands in his graveyard.
Yeah.
Either by getting a fetch land or by getting a wasteland here. I think Sekko's wondering if he should respond to this trigger. I think he might have a Maze of it.
Yeah.
That would be the one reason
you still
to
get
stop.
the trigger though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that will be a temporary solution, but he's gonna need more than 1 Maze of it.
Yeah.
For the second Titan that's gonna be on the way. Won't be here this turn though. At least he has that going for him. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to see here. So Sekko going to sacrifice Bayou.
Not even floating the mana.
Doesn't even care. Oh no, he's going to get a Wasteland. He's going to get Wasteland. Cloudpost. Okay, so this is where he's going to get maximum punish.
This is going to get a really good bug.
Oh yeah. I think he's doing this. If he's doing this in attackers, that at least means he's not going to get severely blown out. And Nathan might not even. I mean, if he's doing this in attackers, so where he can't block, then Nathan doesn't even need to get the Bajuka Bog. He could just get, Cloudpost Forest or something like that. Yeah, that's what he's going to get. I like the idea of getting Forest here just to guarantee you have double green next turn after you play Tropical Island.
Yeah, I like holding off on Bog from this position.
If Seckle's not blocking here, and I'm assuming he's not, then I think it's just you might as well wait.
He couldn't be, right?
No. Well, if he's
if
he's insane, he saw the Bajuka Bog in game 1.
Well, he can't be blocking because the primetime trigger didn't resolve.
Yeah, he didn't resolve. Yeah, he didn't respond. Good point. Looks like Seckle did not get all the cards he needed, because that is definitely an overgrown tomb in his hand.
I guess Nathan banking on his Vesuva in hand to continue the bogging.
This also plays around a possible top deck Loam.
Sure.
Which is, one of the few cards that'll let Matt sort of keep up with this, although he's still got to beat the Titan. Like, Liliana is the draw that Matt's looking for here by far. Dark Confidant, not so much.
I mean, he has to play it.
I mean, he's still not dead. Like, he's going to 13 here.
Yeah. I mean, he has to find Liliana.
Yeah, it's basically the one card he's all in on. I think that's got to be his only answer. And as we know, it's only going to be an answer for one turn.
Yeah. I wonder what he's going to do with his turn. Does he have an overgrown tomb in his hand?
Yes, that's why I was saying that I don't think he got all the cards he needed.
Yeah.
Might be short of Bayou. Look, man, you don't need it. Famously, my friend Evan Smith, I think he top 16 or definitely top 32. Might have top 16 a Legacy Open with with 2 Steam Vents and 1 Volcanic Island in his Blue Red Delver deck.
Yeah, you just get Tundra most of the time anyway.
Or you just only get the first Volk. You don't need to get the second Volk. All right, here's an attack.
Never get wastelanded.
Primeval Titan getting in there. I think we're gonna see some more Cloudposty type lands coming out here.
Seems reasonable.
Yep, there's a Cloudpost, and looks like a Glimmer Post is at the front there.
Could be Ayabugan time if it's in the deck.
Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with the deck to know if that's an available option.
I guess if it's mostly a Primeval Titan based deck, then
seems like a free roll.
Yeah.
All right, so both these Glimmer Posts are going to come into play. They both trigger, and since there are 3 posts in play, he's going to gain 3 off each of them. So go up to 27. This used to be an interaction and amulet before standard Powerhouse Radiant Fountain got printed.
I was just going to say, imagine this deck played amulet. I guess, what's it called? The Candelabra is slightly more powerful?
Slightly, yeah.
Slightly.
All right, so Matt running the double block here, and this will let him trade. So he's going to do here is he's going to activate Knight of the Reliquary before damage, sacrificing the Overgrown Tomb. Yep. Hey, man, still a forest.
Yep.
And he's either going to get a Wasteland or a Fetch land here.
Yeah, he just wants to get his Knight up to 4 power.
Yeah. No matter what, he's getting 2 for 1, but he's going to get this Primeval Titan off the battlefield.
Yeah, he's hoping that he can get 2 for 1, but his deck is more threat dense than Nathan's.
Yeah.
But we know that Nathan just has a follow-up Titan.
Oh, yeah. And it's going to be brutal.
It's going to get ugly.
I think Matt right now basically choosing between the waste. Yeah, he's got Wasteland and a Fetch land in front. Let's see what he decides on here.
And Wasteland
Yep.
accomplishes the task as well, but
yeah, he's gonna Wasteland the untapped Glimmer Post there.
this actually keeps Nathan from casting this turn? Or did he not play a land?
No, Nathan has not played a land yet.
Okay.
He will have this mana. And then this will deal 4 to the Knight, 1 to Bob, and 1 will trample over.
Yep.
I mean, like, not a great trade for Nathan in general, but the fact that he's a second Titan just makes it kind of gravy.
I'm not sure that they counted the trample damage. Because neither player wrote something down.
I don't know either. I'm going to assume they did. So here's Primeval Titan coming down. I think this would be the turn where you definitely get. Oh no, we're just gonna get 2 Glimmer Posts.
We're casting Emrakul.
He's Vesuvaing Bajuka Bog.
Okay. That's cute.
It's okay.
It's whatever.
Although
both Vesuvas are gone now, so that's the end of the Bajuka Bogs.
Cycle appropriately. I chose Green Sensei. I thought I drew Loam that turn. I was like, got him.
I mean, we're kind of past the Loam phase, you know?
Yep.
We're at the Liliana phase.
Seems pretty necessary to get out of this. So Seckle has Green Sensei for 2 available here. Anything good he can get? like Scavenging Ooze.
Gaddock Teague.
Gaddock Teague. Oh, so Grizzly Bear.
Super useful.
Literal Grizzly Bear. Doesn't even stop Nathan from casting his creatures, which have 1 million with the crazy high mana cost. I mean, he really needed another land there to be able to get another knight, and even then, I think he's still in a bad spot.
Oh yeah, real bad.
Although theoretically, Nathan's out of Bajuka Bogs, so he could get his knight big enough to brawl with this Titan.
Are there any ways to bounce lands in Nathan's deck?
I doubt there are any Simic Growth Chambers.
Okay.
He's already weak enough against Wasteland. might not want to make yourself even worse.
But you want that utility.
All right, so Green's Zenith here resolving. Seckle gonna page through his deck, see if he can find anything, then get him out of here. Dryad Arbor doesn't seem like the answer.
I think this might be.
Oh, it's a sad Scavenging Ooze.
Very sad. It has one target.
Yep.
In terms of growing.
Yes, it can only get up to a 3/3. And Nathan has all the mana in the world at this point. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can't cast Emrakul, but unless he attacks. He has only drawn one spell this game. Nathan's Keep, by the way, it was 5 lands, Show and Tell, Primeval Titan.
4 lands. He mulliganed.
Sorry, yeah, he mulliganed into 4 lands, Show and Tell, Primeval Titan,
And
he's drawn
destroyed
and
Cycle.
he has won very easily.
Yeah. Primeval Titan is a good card.
Yeah. That is an Iabogan. There we go.
Okay.
Finally coming out here.
It seems like the time to get that.
I think Nathan definitely should have gotten in last turn.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be just as unbeatable now because now Seckle needs to draw in the same draw step, Wasteland and a way to beat Primeval Titan.
Yeah, this might be the time to pick up your cards and get more time for game 3.
I would agree. Although I think this might be important information for Seckle.
Maybe.
Like I don't know how experienced he is with the deck.
It's like that's a knight.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
we're done. Yeah, okay. I was like, you could keep playing, but should you keep playing?
It's hard for me to envision Scavenging Ooze munching on the corpse of a Primeval Titan. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I mean, think about like what are the scale we're dealing with here?
Yeah.
Pretty big Titan, kind of a small ooze. The
If
ooze
you-
grows though.
If it's gonna grow that, like grow from eating a prime time, it seems like it would be getting more than +1/+1.
So you're saying if I discarded, like say I was playing Tin Fins, and
Yeah, if you
Oh, that
eat an Emrakul with the trigger on the stack,
like that's a huge flavor fail for you?
yeah, it doesn't seem great. Scavenging Ooze could never eat Emrakul.
I think you're just not a believer.
I'm not. That is true.
Like we don't know what kind of like ethereal, otherworldly ooze we're dealing with here.
I'm a flavor purist and skeptic.
I see. All right, we could call a flavor judge on this.
Yeah.
Let's go tweet at Ben Starr. See what he says.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I think he'll care a lot.
I'm sure he'll find that both very funny and very entertaining.
Yeah, just like life.
Yes. All right. So Nathan running into the bathroom here, but we got Seckle's definitely gonna re-sideboard, adjust his deck for this next game. I think he realized that he had some suboptimal cards in his deck for this second game.
Yeah, while Nathan takes this monster dump.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep the toilet humor down. 5-year-old.
I bring one thing to the table.
Thalia?
The bathroom.
Ah, the bathroom.
The bathroom.
It's right there. It's right.
Playing 4 show and tell.
It did seem good there.
Nathan lamenting that he does not have access to 4 show and tells in his deck. Usually the Cloudpost decks play somewhere between 2 and 3. I think I usually see 2, because it's more of a backup plan. Like the deck wants to cast its spells. It's just like sometimes you need that explosiveness. It does let you steal games, as you saw. Like Nathan was gonna have a pretty tough time if he didn't have that show and tell.
Yeah, if there was like a discard spell, for example.
Which I think Seckle has brought in this game.
Okay.
I don't think he had any in his deck for game 2.
Captain QC trying
Well.
to explain to me how exactly Scavenging Ooze is going to eat Emrakul. I feel like Scavenging Ooze would not have... He would get a tummy ache. it would get a tummy ache, I should say.
All right, so Nathan once again looking at his hand where the only mana was a Vesuva. So his only play would be to Vesuva whatever land Seckle played.
I'm curious that Seckle brought in Thalia. I guess it's okay if he's planning on really wasting aggressively, but It seems like it might wind up hurting himself more than Nathan.
I think it's also like a card that appears to be very good against the Cloudpost deck, but like I think that's only out of inexperience. Like this deck is a lot more creatures.
It's only like a very few kinds of draws out of Cloudpost where Thalia looks great.
I agree.
A lot of the time it's just going to look mediocre to bad, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Nathan, quickly mulliganing to 5 there. That hand had no access to, no lands in it. We'll see if we can come up with a playable 5.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, at least he's on the draw.
Cycle Sand is pretty slow, though.
Also, at least Nathan can scry one, right? Oh, wait.
Not yet. Does Battle for Zendikar come out?
Very soon.
Wow,
There's a land.
that hand was... These have been some of the...
He had a land and a top. What does he want?
A land and a top.
A quote-unquote land.
My question for you...
Known as Glacial Chasm.
Would you have kept that hand if your land was a Vesuva?
No.
Why?
Oh, can you copy your opponent's land?
Of course.
Okay, then maybe.
Here's the problem. They're going to fetch a duel, and then you have to copy their duel land, and then you get
Wasteland.
But yeah, Nathan has seen 3 wildly unkeepable hands.
Yeah.
Let's see how his 4 is. So he's a Primeval Titan, Explosives, Glimmer Post,
There's a
Trop.
land.
This hand is far better than any hand he has
That
shown us
hand
before.
is sick. If
All
he
right.
rips land show and tell, he's in business.
Yeah, somehow, honestly.
Yeah.
Although the Liliana might have something to say about that.
It might.
Might not be good enough.
It might not.
I think Sekul is going to be green sensing anything for 0 on this first turn. Yep.
Just to get Dryad Arbor.
Oh, yeah. I think he just wants to... I think any hand... Like this...
He wants to jump to 2 mana immediately somehow.
I think, yeah. This deck is a weird sort of Birds of Paradise deck.
It plays Exploration, right?
No.
Or no?
It does not play Exploration.
That's so weird to me.
It's a Chalice of the Void deck.
Yeah. That's really awkward.
Yeah. It is not great. All right. Turn 1, Glimmer Post. Exactly where you want to be. He does have an Explosives, which can be good. But we don't... I don't know how great it's going to be against what Sekul's got in his hand. So trying Tranquil Thicket. It is kind of curious that he went and got Bayou. Oh, man, he has such awkward mana. He couldn't get Bayou. He can't cast anything but Bob and Ooze this turn. He can't cast. He can't cast either Thalia or Liliana in his hand.
Yeah.
All right. So step 1 was
Draw a land.
Draw a land. He's drawn a land. He's got
Success.
a Frozen Grip. Do you just run out of explosives on 2 here?
You could.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
No, you literally
Sorry,
cannot.
Forgot.
So that's what you do. You don't do it.
You tricked me.
I tricked me.
Yeah.
All right, so
there's the second black.
and a white. It's gonna get a black-white land, right?
It's gonna get a green-white land. Green or white.
Why not?
But definitely black.
We probably don't want. He probably has. He's 3 green mana.
Yeah.
And he has a Forest and a Tranquil Thicket. And you want to be able to cast both Thalia and
Sure.
Liliana.
So you anticipate Scrubland coming down?
Yes.
Looks like that is Scrubland.
Nailed it. So good with these 4-color mana bases.
Yeah, because they're all very logical.
Yeah. It's really just a junk deck that's shoehorned in
Yeah.
some Punishing Fires.
Have you read any of the... There are some weird-looking mana bases for New Standard.
I haven't looked at it
Because you wind up playing... Like, if you're a 3-color deck, you wind up playing a land that's, like, a 4th color, so you can fetch it with all of your duels. It's really weird.
That's sweet. I'm into it.
Like, in Jeskai, you're going to wind up playing some black copies, of the new land type, just to be able to fetch them.
He did reveal to Bob. He's been revealing it on top of his deck, which is slightly off camera. It was a Windswept Heath. Sorry he's not putting them, like, on the middle of the screen there. I didn't want to run out and, like, make him redo his whole setup. In any case, Liliana coming down and plussing immediately. Discarding... Nathan going to discard his Corrosion Grip here. Not getting a lot of value out of that one. And right now, like, he's in such a tough spot. Show and Tell would have been the perfect draw by far.
Yeah.
But... And even then, like, he's still going to be in a rough spot versus the Liliana already active.
Yeah, Nathan was lamenting the fact that he didn't have 4 Show and Tells in his deck.
Yeah. The question for Nathan is, like, does he just run out Explosives on 2 here? I think he almost has to.
He doesn't have anything else going on.
I missed the attack for 3.
The Liliana is going to eat him alive.
Yeah, Liliana's going to be on a mulligan to 4, especially.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say it is a very good mulligan to 4, but that doesn't make it any less exciting when you're the one going through with it. I think you just get a dual land here.
Yeah, I don't know if he can afford to.
No, he hasn't shown you a wasteland yet. I'm sure they're on the way at some point. But
Already having one dual land, it usually behooves you to get more.
yeah, like you have to imagine that he would have wasted you already on your mold of 4.
Yeah.
So he definitely doesn't have one in his hand. We'll see Nathan tapping both of his tropical islands to cast this explosives. So this is kind of awkward. The way Nathan's sequence kind of hurt him pretty badly by playing that turn 1 Glimmer Post. Like if he had played turn 1 Trop, this would already have dealt with the Bob, and Matt would have one less card. So the reveal, by the way, for Dark Confidant was a Green Sun Zenith.
Yep.
Which is pretty great if you're Matt.
It's not bad.
Going to just fetch up a quick Knight of the Reliquary here seems ideal. Start getting this Wasteland going.
Yeah, this is a really tough spot for Nathan.
Oh yeah, Overgrown Tomb, pay 2 life. That's what I like seeing in my Legacy decks. Because he wants to get his beat on with this Dryad Arbor. Attacks.
Nathan also forced into an awkward spot here, assuming Liliana is going up. Does he keep the land or the threat?
I think you have to keep the Primeval Titan.
Really?
Yeah. I think you just hope to draw a show and tell.
Yeah.
X Sasquatch, Shake Shack is overrated. I am not that impressed with what they presented.
I like it.
I think it's fine.
I think it got overhyped for you.
I went there in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't like. I thought the burger was fine, and I thought he drew top. But I thought the shakes were very average.
I actually haven't had a shake there.
Oh really?
Yeah, only burgers.
The burger was fine.
Burgers are good.
Good X Sasquatch. That's what I want.
For shakes, I would advise going to a good diner.
Yeah, basically. I had an insane shake in Grand Prix, New Jersey. I had like a 32-ounce shake that I thought it was amazing. It was at the diner that was right by the Grand Prix. It was just fantastic.
Knowing Phil and his proclivities for sweets, this is not surprising.
Not even a little bit. I'm all about it.
Last week when we sat down to stream, he had a whole thing of fruit snacks and a whole thing of Starburst, and that was dinner. You ate it all before we started streaming.
I've got some issues, all right?
It's like a 10-minute span. You ate both full things of candy.
What's wrong with that? I wish there was an Uba mask somewhere here.
X Sasquatch, yeah, I'll see you at Shake Shack in 30 seconds. So
yeah, well, I'm kicking Greg out.
Yeah.
So Nathan has to discard this top here, and now he doesn't even have a draw after getting wasted.
Ooh, Cook the Fourth knew which diner you were talking about.
Somerset Diner, is that the one?
It's
it was called
right
no,
there.
it was called like Harold's.
I
think it was called Harold's Diner.
Harold's Chicken.
It's not Harold's Chicken.
Harold's Chicken is not very good.
You've not gone to the right one.
I went to the one in Uptown.
Harold's New York Deli. That's what it was.
Okay.
So
it's
great
in New Jersey.
And that's gonna be our match. Well, it was at the Grand Prix.
Yeah, Nathan just was not able to get anything going there.
No, I think this is a truly terrible matchup for him.
I mean, it looked like he had ways to win. His draw in Game 3 did not come together.
No, not at all.
Game 2 showed us how he wins. It's just, I mean, sometimes Sekel's engine takes multiple turns
to set up. Yeah, I mean, like that. His draw in that last game was slow.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a turn 2 Bob and a turn 3 Liliana. Like that's slow in the context of Legacy.
Right.
And that was versus a mold of 4. Cubs Jam, we changed names because we are now under the umbrella of MTG Card Market, and they wanted everything to be sort of under that brand. It was more of a rebranding than a name change.
Yeah, previously we used to stream at multiple different stores.
Yeah.
And then that sort of faded away, and Card Market fully absorbed the stream.
Sorry, I misclicked a bunch of times there.
So Wooburg XYZ not being the name of the card shop, we wanted to switch over and keep it all consistent.
Unified.
Yeah.
Top-down design.
Yeah. And we just need to get Card Market t-shirts and a Card Market banner behind us instead of a bunch of brooms and stuff.
Yeah. Well, we want the illusion that we're sitting in like a closet.
Because we're not.
This is a backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want everyone to think this is what it's like.
It looks great, right?
Yeah. Above average. I think this is a record. Sasquatch has gotten through an entire stream that he's watched without getting banned.
Yeah.
That's a new record. I'm sure he's just going to say something like terrible in a second.
That did sound like a challenge.
I don't want to challenge him. I'm enjoying this. This is a nice break for me. All right, so that's the end of round 1. We should have pairings for round 2. Some other decks that we have out in the room right now. I know we have Grixis Control.
Yep.
Like the 4 Dig Through Time deck.
Did you lend it to someone?
Kevin Kingsley's playing it.
Okay.
We have Dredge. I kind of want to see Dredge. See Simon play Dredge.
I would watch that.
Unless he's playing against Tony, who will crush him.
Tony's playing...
Whatever.
Okay.
What? Tony always plays Esper. Esper Stoneblade.
Except when he's playing Reanimator.
Like a weirdo.
Yeah.
But I believe he's playing Esper Stoneblade, always does, and he... Why is everyone going insane here?
What?
Why? What a timeout everyone here.
Yeah.
Hashtag ban Sasquatch. I do appreciate that.
Everyone has to go in separate corners. What is this?
I hope you two know each other and you're just being mean for no reason.
Let's time out everyone.
I want to time out the entire stream right now.
Let's all take a little breather. Phil and I like to insult each other and, generally assault each other too, but let's just not do it online.
No, not.
Because that is bullying.
Yeah.
Unlike talking to people. Thank you.
I think everyone here. I don't know. We should just quit the chat.
Yeah. I can see why Legacy inspires such rage.
I mean, yeah, I feel very emotional when it comes to Brainstorms and Primeval Titans
And Thalia and
I do feel. I mean, I almost flipped the table in our testing. We had a fun test game where Greg goes turn 2 counterbalance and I force a will it, and then goes turn 3 counterbalance and I go Pyroblast.
Yeah.
And he goes Brainstorm in response
Mm-hmm.
after cracking a fetch, and I go Red Blast your Brainstorm.
Yeah. And then I'd blind hit.
And then I knew his top card wasn't a 1 when I cast the first Pyroblast.
You did.
So bad.
The next time it was, and Phil got completely destroyed.
I lost that game. He flipped a 1-drop. Flip top. He flipped the best 1-drop he could have flipped.
Yeah. You had beat me every game up until that point.
It was only 2 games.
It was 3. We also played well in Death and Taxes.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Deck's sweet. I cast 4 bolts against you in that one game of Miracles.
It was
targeting
gross.
your face.
Yeah.
It was great. In any case, should have a round coming up soon.
Yeah. That one took a long time.
All right, stop yelling at each other to ban each other. You're all unruly.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to time out an entire chat. Sounds like a lot of work for me, and I'm not interested in doing that.
Yeah.
God, Jesus Christ. We're done. Get out. Wait, banned? I didn't mean to ban. I meant to time out.
Yeah.
Is already banned. My bad. I don't know how to unban you.
Yeah, I don't think that works.
Well, too late. It's unanimous? That doesn't seem right at all. I already accidentally banned Sasquatch.
Yeah, it was always supposed to be a stern warning. Instead, it was, something else.
It's already banned. How do I unban?
What's this?
Ignore. No. OP. Do not OP.
What's OP?
Makes him a mod.
Maybe we could do that and then give him a timeout. What?
What just happened? Oh, he messaged us. Okay. That was very confusing. How do I unban you?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm not going to worry about that now.
Yeah.
You guys can deal with your heresy where you're yelling at each other on your own time.
It's alright. He'll log in as Gazali Pride Mage.
Oh my god. Just the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
I'm glad that all 3 of you can yell at each other about trying to get banned. Let's talk about fun things.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing.
You want to talk about spoilers?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Alright. Let's bring up a mythic spoiler. People in the chat, what spoilers do you want to talk about? What's exciting?
We're talking about this card.
Which card? Super Eternal Witness?
Yeah, this card's nice. Give us a second, guys.
I don't know a good pun for this yet. Something involving 2. I don't know.
Something involving 2? Is that really the best you got?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this card? I want to know what you think. The thesaurus, by the way, is Deadwood Treefolk and Eternal Witness.
One of those makes more sense than the other.
I'd agree. Deadwood Treefolk. It basically is Deadwood Treefolk, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just bigger.
That's true.
Was Deadwood Treefolk ever played in Constructed?
I played it in a dual deck, and it was good.
I played it in a Commander.
Okay.
But
Oh, maybe that's where it was.
Green Warden of Murasa is kind of sweet though.
They're really extending these names. They've run out of normal names.
What is a Green Warden?
They have to add multiple like clarifiers of like where something's from or how something is done because they've run out of all the nouns and verbs.
Yeah, a little
so
bit.
now they have to give adjectives to everything.
What do you think about Eternal Witness?
Nope.
It's not great.
Deadwood ignore
2.
my initial suggestion.
What about Deadwood 2 folk?
Maybe.
But it's actually the exact same as Deadwood Treefolk. Like it gets back 2 things. I think this card's sweet.
It is
like
sweet. I don't know if it will fit into standard necessarily, but it might. I guess the question is like, is something that grindy gonna be good? Maybe.
I mean, like, this card's, a lot more expensive. Like, what makes Dem Protector so good is that it's a modal card. It has 3 different mana costs. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty ridiculous. Like, this is just a 6-drop. And if it's not, like, if you're paying 6 mana for a card, it better, like, come close to winning you the game. And this doesn't necessarily win you the game. It gets you way closer.
Its impact on the board immediately is kind of negligible.
Yeah.
A generic 5/4 is not impressive.
No, like, at least it does trade with Siege Rhino.
It does, maybe.
You can exile it with Abzan Charm.
You could.
But that's...
I don't know. I could see it showing up some. I would be surprised if it's, like, super played.
Yeah. I think what I want to look at...
Let's look at Gideon.
No.
Oh, fine. Oh, the new card?
Now this is a card I like a lot.
This will probably go in Abzan control.
This will probably go in Esper control.
Also that.
This seems way better, even better in Esper.
Yeah.
You know what I look forward to? I look forward to mirrors, where you both have Shambling Vent, and you have to just keep jamming the same one into your opponent, because you just need the life.
Yeah, I mean, having Ruinous Path, I think that's the name of the new Doom or Hero's Downfall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like being able to put a bunch of counters on this guy and then lifelinking for 6.
Oh yeah, because so it'll turn into a 4/4, but then you can activate it and it'll just.
I think that works, right?
Yeah, it does. The counters stay on it
to gain the actual abilities.
Yes.
As well.
It'll also become a base instead of being a base 0/0.
Right.
It'll become a 2/3. I think this is like an interesting card in Modern. Like okay, so the one place where this sticks to me immediately is black-white tokens because. Sure. Like, not because it's, like, really good in the deck, but just because that deck, like, wants more black-white dual lands.
Yeah.
It's, like, never has enough. And I thought Temple of Silence was, like, good enough.
And this is probably just better.
Probably. It's close.
Yeah.
Temple of Silence might
with that deck, a lot of the time you are racing, so I can see the lifelink being nice.
Yeah. Maybe it's just not that great in that deck because it's too expensive, but I think this is, like, like, lifelink means something.
Also, you're playing a bunch of Anthems, so it could easily be a 4/5.
That's true.
If you're playing Honor of the Pure.
Yeah. The deck right now is set up, I think it's very low on Honor of the Pure and
high on the
Intangible Virtue.
Okay.
Just because maybe they're like mainly because of Bitter Blossom, I think.
Okay.
Yes, this chat does need more mods. All right.
We're the mod.
We're timeouting everyone right now.
Let's make Cook the 4th a mod.
Should we make Cook? I'm down with that.
Yeah, Cook is great.
Cook, you're a mod now.
Yeah.
Cook has been here since the beginning, and Cook is a mod now.
Yeah. Later we'll make Kasali Primeval mod.
No, we won't.
Never.
There we go. We have made one person a mod, and that's great. We will let Cook take care of this.
Probably Cook will be the only mod ever.
I would be pleased if Cook was our only mod.
Yeah. I would be surprised if we ever made another mod.
Yes, the power of mod. Yeah, fear the mod. No problem, Cook. All right.
Yeah. I don't know why that never happened before.
Well, I think we just realized that we have a little more autonomy than we realize, and we could just mod people.
Yeah. Oh, good card.
Perfect. Great. Look at this. That's what I want to see. Some timeouts. All right. Lumbering Falls is the most annoying card that has been printed. This
Annoying,
card
why?
is so frustrating to me.
Why?
Because I can see myself losing to it very easily. Oh, do we have pairings?
Yep.
Did Kevin win?
Who's Simon
No,
playing?
Drew.
Drew. Who's Simon playing? No, who's
Who's he
playing?
playing against? Let's watch Simon.
Just put Simon on. No, the door, Bob.
The door, Bob. Bob. Thank you.
All right.
I love Bob.
Because you guys asked for it,
Let's watch Dredge.
we're watching Dredge.
He was gonna play a non-LED version.
Yeah, leadless.
Yeah, but then he got them last minute, so he didn't have to get the lead out. Yeah.
Boo this. I would ban you. I would put you in a timeout.
You can. I'm going to Shake Shack in like 30 seconds.
Oh,
so,
I see.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got some Dredge.
Yeah.
We got Dredge versus...
I haven't seen Dredge in a long time.
What is Dredge playing?
A long
Is that
time.
Jason?
I think that's Jason.
Jason
usually
Loam?
he usually wears basketball shorts.
Graduate student look, man.
You think he's playing Doomsday?
I think he's playing a deck that kills very fast. Just because he's Jason.
Considering, he played he played Thalia in Vintage.
You got an F minus.
That means I did it right.
Fair.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, should we pull up? I guess they're still shuffling up.
They're shuffling.
Lumbering Falls seems playable in Teamer.
The
specifically.
reason I think it's a frustrating card is because I can imagine myself playing a grindy, annoying control deck.
Yeah.
And then they just play this, and you just can't kill it.
Yep.
This is like another reason to move back towards like Valtung Invocation if you're playing
Sure.
like an Esper deck, like an Esper Dragon's deck or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Which I think is like doable.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially because of Ruinous Path being a sorcery. Like,
Yeah.
Manlands make sorcery speed removal worse.
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But you probably still have to play a fair amount of Ruinous Paths, just because like the cards seem, at least on the surface, it seems like the thing to do for black control-ish decks. But
Yeah. The removal is going to be hard to figure out. Like,
it might be a trick. We got so accustomed to Hero's Downfall. We're like, oh, this card is just the replacement for Hero's Downfall. Jam 4.
yeah, maybe it's just not good.
Like, Standard completely changes sometimes, or like basically every rotation, like big rotation, like it's pretty rare for decks to really perfectly carry over.
Yeah, it's almost impossible, I think.
Just like formats just are different.
All right, we're up and down. I want to see what's going on here. I'm really interested to see what Jason's playing.
I would imagine that it has the card Doomsday in it. If not, at least Dark Ritual.
I think Dark Ritual is more likely.
Okay. How about Sensei's Divining Top?
Pretty likely as
Pretty
well.
likely. Burning Wish also pretty likely.
Both players pile shuffling again. Oh my goodness. All right,
Blackjack, I apologize for the Standard talk. This is one of the most exciting times of the year for Standard
yeah,
talk.
yeah. Oh, spoilers are great.
Yeah. And this is like the spoiler of like the year, right?
Yeah.
It's the big fall
The
set.
big fall set is always the most exciting.
Also, we're extremely selfish people, and we're both going to multiple big Standard events coming up. So.
Yeah, we're gonna be. Oh man, we're gonna be on the grind.
October is going to be a busy month.
There are like 4 events around here.
2 SCGs and 2 GPs, all within driving distance that
Yep.
Phil and I are going to go to. So if we scrub out of all of them, it's going to make us reconsider some things.
It's certainly gonna make us sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe not reconsider anything.
Yeah. I mean,
Time out. What?
just use your use your discretion, Cook.
Yeah, we believe in Cook.
Yeah.
In Cook we trust.
We are based out of Chicago. We are both in Chicago. At the
Yeah,
moment.
if you guys ever go to GPs, actually they've ended an SCG I think so far. MTG Card Market is the store that we're based out of.
Yep, our gracious sponsors.
North side of the city if you're ever in town. And yeah, if you ever go to GPs, they are at most North American GPs vending. If you get a chance and you appreciate our stream, be sure to say hi to Jameson. He's the one with the crazy hair, and he'll be buying your cards most likely.
Yeah. All right, let's hop down. I want to see what's going on. and reset the entire thing. Oh yeah, that's some beautiful Doom. That's a nice white border Doomsday right there.
Yep. So yeah, it looks like Jason Huang on the right playing Doomsday with that sweet ass playmat that he just got at Eternal Weekend. I kind of
wow.
That is why I wanted to go to that tournament. It was that playmat because it is fucking. Oh my god, I love Tolarian Academy's art. I love it.
It's fantastic. All right, we got a Gitaxian Probe showing Grave Troll, Bridge from Below, Breakthrough, Gemstone Mine, Mana Confluence, and a couple others. I think he's and 2 Cephalid Coliseum. Looks like were the last cards.
I think a ban for Cubs fan and a Gentleman might be
or a timeout
reasonable.
They both deserve timeouts.
Yeah. Man, that is a nice playmat. I want to go where that is.
To the Tolarian Academy.
Yeah, actually coming up, I'm gonna be in Munich for a few days, and we're going to this castle that kind of reminds me of Tolarian Academy. It's gonna be great.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're gonna enjoy
I'm gonna take pictures of myself and send them to you.
Great.
Yeah.
You know my rule. Do that as never as possible.
Yeah.
As never as possible. That's really all I got here.
I'll try to do it at a time where it would wake you up.
I enjoy this. So Jason's a reasonable man. So here's what he has done this turn. He went Fetch with Scalding Tarn, Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Doomsday, Sensei's Top. I'm sorry, Sensei's Top, Doomsday. So now we're gonna see the kill. I'm interested to see how this works. I honestly don't know. So he has no mana floating.
Yeah.
So he exiles all that business, which Simon gets to look through. A bunch of LEDs.
Simon has to be extremely entertained by this.
Yeah, so he's going to...
So you get LED Ideas Unbound. Nope. Okay. Cabal.
There's the Ideas
okay.
Unbound.
Draw 3.
Draw 3.
I imagine that
top LED,
yeah.
LED.
Crack the LEDs. Trigger on the stack. Get Burning Wish. Oh my god.
Burning Wish.
Tendrils.
And you're dead. Oh my goodness.
Ye old turn 1.
There you go.
All right.
Oh my goodness. That was a quick one.
I don't know if we've ever had a turn 1 kill on camera.
I've done it.
On camera?
Oh yeah, definitely.
David Byer, what is up? Man, turn 1 Doomsday kill. I was not expecting to have that happen tonight.
Me neither. CBT, those are just Bowser, not even Bowser Jr. That's OG Bowser right there. So yeah. Whew. That's a spicy meatball right there.
That was explosive.
Jeez.
Do you think he got Cabal Therapy just to name Force of Will?
I think he got Cabal Therapy to put it in his graveyard. Okay. I think one of the cards is a flex.
You just want something that doesn't actually do anything?
Yeah, I think he just didn't need the card. He had enough mana. Mm-hmm. And you don't want something that draws a card specifically because you have exactly enough to not draw through your stuff.
Sure. Like, you could get another top if you wanted, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. He's just going to discard it to whatchamacallit, to LED. Yeah. He might get it because he can always just play it, and it'll always do something. It'll always have a target. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Jason got a few cards on the side. Is he boarding in Pyroblast?
He doesn't know what he's playing against, right?
Yeah, he does. He probed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he saw all the Dredge cards.
He had 2 cages, which is pretty hilarious that this deck can play cage.
Can it really?
Yeah, it's not a Passing Flames deck.
Oh.
Never flashing back that Cabal Therapy.
I've seen him play Passing Flames before, though. I guess this is just a different version.
He might have a Passing Flames in there. Oh, I love that there's a Seed of the Sign out in this deck.
Yeah, you want a Trinket Mage for it, right?
Oh, yeah. Jason's cards are all foreign, right?
Yeah, he like primarily gets traditional Chinese cards if possible.
That's right. His decks all look really pretty because of it.
Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah, if you watch that game in 1/10 speed, it will take 2 minutes.
Yeah. It was 1 turn.
It was beautiful. On the play, probe you, you're dead.
Yeah.
I wonder if
no force of will, let's go.
Yeah, I wonder if he probe. That's one of my favorite feelings in the world. Is no force of will. Let's do this. A worse feeling is 2 force of wills. That right there.
Where's my Cabal Therapy?
Burying your head in your hands. I've done that before where I've kept like, it will happen where you keep a hand that can beat like 1 force of will or whatever. and then they just have 2.
Yeah.
And it's like a turn 1 killer or whatever, and you go for it. David, as far as that modern deck I played yesterday, I just wanted to try it. It was hilarious. It was just a goofy deck. 4 Sun Titans, that's all you need. 4 Sun Titans, 3 Amirias, and a whole boatload of terrible creatures.
Sonori makes a good point. Not sure if that game was more beautiful or the playmat.
I'm like blown away by how pretty this playmat is.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It is gorgeous. I'm like very excited about, like, I want to go to Seattle like almost just for that playmat.
Yeah.
Man, just because it's reversible, like, that is cool.
It's gonna get dirty on one side.
Oh, whatever. Who cares?
My thing about that is, I don't know if I can justify the plane ticket price to myself.
Oh yeah, as a fellow broke individual, I can definitely say the same. But you know,
yeah,
it seems like
especially after all of those tournaments locally in October, do we really need another one at the beginning of November?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
Steak Jones, there's no mud tonight.
Yeah, no mud in the house.
Nope.
We do have Cloudpost, which we just saw.
We saw Cloudpost last round, which is, you know, the only other deck that would have Glimmerpost in it.
The only big mana
yeah.
deck, I think.
But we'll see. We'll see if Simon can get to his second turn, or I mean, he gets a turn this game. He's guaranteed 1.
Yeah, this game will most assuredly go better than last game.
Ooh, he does have a therapy. That is super important here, and he has Careful Study.
Yeah.
And multiple dredgers.
What do you think you would lead with therapy on? Just Doomsday?
Almost want. I think you just Careful Study.
Okay.
I think you need a dredge next turn.
Sure.
And just hope you're not dead. And Jason might have killed him.
Yeah.
I saw at least 1 LED. All right, so Simon drawing 2 here.
Doomsday is not the most it's not the fastest combo deck.
No,
it's
not at
really
all.
like a turn 3 deck.
Sometimes it plays Force of Will. All right, discarding 2 Stinkweed Imps and a pass. Let's see if Jason lets him go to turn 2. He's got a lot of probes. That's a lot of storm. We see Simon's beautiful hand of 4 lands, therapy.
Yeah. Fortunately for Simon, you can play mostly out of your graveyard with Dredge.
Almost exclusively. I mean, it's even better.
I mean, you definitely want some spells, though.
Jason did draw Doomsday, which I'm assuming is a good draw always.
I think so. It looks like he has a Brainstorm, LED...
Seed of the Synod, Burning Wish.
I don't know.
I don't think he can kill this. I think
he
he doesn't have enough mana.
He doesn't have Dark Ritual, right?
Oh, he's just going to play the LED to get it out there. Let's see if Simon can... If Simon can hit a... Oh, no, he missed on whatchamacallit?
Or Icarid?
Narcomoeba.
Narcomoeba, sure.
I think he has 6 cards in his graveyard now. Nope, he has 7. My mistake. Because of the whatchamacallit. Because of the Careful Study.
Mm-hmm.
So Simon with exactly enough cards to be Threshold, and now he can crack his Coliseum. The good thing, he has multiple Coliseums in his hand here. So here's the first dredge, dredging 6 off the Grave Troll, and he's going to dredge Grave Troll again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't see a single Narcomoeba. 2, 3. Is that the Narcomoeba? Did he just drop a Narcomoeba? It was! Wow.
We're going to assume that wasn't filthy cheating.
No, yeah. Who dropped this Narcomoeba on the ground?
I always keep one on the ground just in case.
Just in case.
Just
All
in
right.
case I'm really whiffing.
Simon trying to figure out what he wants to discard here. He might just pitch all those dredgers again.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
I think he's figuring out where these cards are supposed to be.
He has to discard 3 cards. Yeah, he's going to discard the Therapy so he can flash it back this turn. And this is going to get him a bunch of zombies.
Yeah, how many bridges right now?
At least 3. He might have 4. Oh my god.
Alright.
Always. Brainstorm in response.
Wants to hide the Doomsday, presumably.
Well, he's got 2.
So he can
and 2 Burning Wish?
He could leave himself with 1.
This hand is insanely clunky.
Yeah, he doesn't have any fast mana except for the LED.
He can cast Doomsday next turn, though.
With
the top.
Okay.
He can hide both. Or hide as long as one is second from the top.
Right.
He can play top, and crack LED and then cast it. I don't know if that'll lead to a kill, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let's see.
It might.
Don't think he got... Simon, there are no cards being placed in Jason's graveyard, so we can assume that he missed. But Jason is just revealing a hand that's pretty slow. I think Simon right now decided if he wants to Dread Return. He's just going to pass. He has another... oh, no, he doesn't have another Colosseum. No. Just Icarids. So Jason might just be dead next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so here's top. He had the other Doomsday on top of his hand.
Deck.
Excuse me, on top of his deck. He's going to fetch. So the last card that he knew he wants to shuffle away before getting a look with Sensei's top. Oh yeah, the Badlands. I think the last card was the second Burning Wish. Okay. Burning Wish is not a card you really want to draw too many copies of.
No.
So clunky. It's why I've generally avoided the card in my Storm decks.
Mm-hmm.
But it can be quite powerful. Let's see what Jason has for us this turn. I think he was just seeing a top activation.
Yep. He already tapped the Badlands for it.
Ooh. Let's see. Island, another Probe.
Another land?
Yeah. Really not great. Really slow. It's a big
Yeah.
thing. Just so much clunkiness. Let's
Might
see.
see Simon really...
Simon's going to do some things this turn.
Yeah.
There's one Icarid exiling Putrid Imp and another Icarid exiling Putrid Imp. If he could find something to Dread Return this turn, he almost assuredly wins. He's got 6 looks.
Yeah, he's already attacking for 12.
Well, Therapy is about as good as it gets, honestly. Like, besides just killing him, like, that's the card you want to draw the most. Or, sorry, hit the most with your Dredge. Attack for 10 here.
Sure.
And this is going to be lethal. I think he's just going to name Doomsday here. He has hit the 4th bridge.
Yeah. It's a lot of zombies.
Yeah, it's enough.
Yeah, I mean, Jason still isn't... I mean, he's going to get one more turn, but it seems like his hand is very far away from actually comboing.
Thanks for your work, Cook. Appreciate it.
Great modding.
Let's see if he names... Oh, yeah, he named Doomsday. Good name.
Yeah.
Good name. If I'm Jason, I almost want to concede here.
Yeah, I mean, you're very dead.
He knew Probe was on top. I like that he probes with the one that Simon didn't know about.
Me too.
Alright, he draws a card he already knew about.
So it has to be... I mean, not having a Dark Red's pretty awkward.
Not having a Doomsday is pretty awkward.
Yeah, well, he's going to top, look for a Doomsday. If he finds it, he can LED to pay for it.
He could activate top to draw a card, respond by activating top to look at the top 3, and then respond by fetching.
Yeah.
Or maybe you... Hold on.
Where does that get you?
Hold on. You activate to draw... You activate to draw a card.
Okay.
No, I'm...
No. Just look. Just look at the top
Just look.
3.
Why not? No, shuffle first. Look at the top 3. I'm sorry. My sequencing is not great. Do you think Simon has enough zombies? And more importantly, do you think Jason has a Pyroclasm?
I don't know, but I know that you shouldn't feel bad because I'm now a Sensei Story top expert.
Oh.
Because I have played 3 games with it.
You have played 3 whole games. None of those cards are Doomsday, so I'd imagine Jason's just dead here. He could Burning Wish for Pyroclasm. There's an LED.
Oh, that's not Doomsday.
Well, Storm is 1, 2...
Is he going to make a lot of goblins?
He could make a lot of goblins. I don't think it's going to be good enough.
No, the fact that they're 1/1s compared to all those 2/2s, this is not ideal.
So cracking those. He's definitely not starting for... Were those Monastery Mentors in his sideboard? Time Spiral? Oh my god.
Why not?
That's both players, right?
Yeah.
So Simon gets a fresh 7? Wow. I did not expect that.
Simon gets to draw... Wait, no.
Well, I mean, he gets to draw 7, but he's no dredging.
Yeah.
Wow. Time Spiral.
So Storm is 4?
Apparently. Oh, no, I think that's 4. No, it's got.
It's not floating mana.
There's no way he has floating mana. He cracked both those LEDs for the mana. Yeah,
Okay.
no. Storm is 4. Wow. When's the last time you saw a Time Spiral?
A long time ago. Oh wait, no. Cube draft. Combo cube.
I did see a Doomsday.
Why not?
And a Dark Ritual.
I mean,
Wow.
This is the turn to do it.
I think he's got him. He's got an LED. I think he's got him. Unreal. Wow. Yeah, I agree, Greg. Get it out. Reban it. Too good. So here's LED.
When we bring the tape to WotC, it'll be like bringing them proof that God is real or something.
Dark Ritual. Storm is 6. 3 mana floating. Now he's just trying to see. He can Doomsday here, but I don't think he has a draw. Oh, he has a top. Okay.
He has a
probe?
top too.
I don't know if he has a top. If he has a top, it's just game over.
Does he need the top?
Yeah, he needs a way to draw.
Okay. To get.
Oh wait, no, he has a probe. He has a probe in his
Yeah.
hand. Yeah, I think he has top. His last few cards are top, probe, and ponder.
So it's just perfect.
So
right?
here's Doomsday, putting him to
No mana floating, 6 storm. No, 7 storm, right?
putting him to 3.
Because he was at 4 storm and he's added 3 to that.
So he's gonna get LED, Ideas Unbound, Burning Wish. So the same pile as before, and then I'm assuming any other card.
Yeah, I think he's just showing it face up because he knows that he has Simon.
Lotus Petal. I mean,
Yeah.
is there a card you want? Does it matter?
I don't think it does.
He's got 2 draw spells, so I think he's got it no matter what.
Well, he can't. I guess he can just pay mana for the Gataxian Probe.
Yeah. Or the Ponder.
Mm-hmm.
Or the top.
Yeah.
Basically anything. He's just making sure he's ordering this correctly.
Seems like you just want to be able to draw the Ideas Unbound.
Immediately.
That's really all you have to do, right?
So here's top. Pro. He has to pay mana.
Yeah, I can't pay life
He'll
for
respond
that.
by cracking this for blue. Cast on DS Unbound, 3 blue floating.
Storm is well more than he needs. Activate top.
3 blue, crack this for red. Burning Wish. Burning Wish, respond, crack these for black. Tendrils, there we go. Man. Wow.
Yeah.
Time Spiral.
I did not
Holy
see
crap.
Jason winning that game, but that Time Spiral worked out really well.
That was so sweet. Jeez. I just can't believe he got out of that.
Yeah. His draw seems so bad, but I guess that's sort of the benefit of playing a Storm deck where you really just need to resolve one card.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Storm typically you're thinking like you need your hand to really come together.
You have, with the exception of draws where you've passed in flames to top deck to just win the game.
Yeah.
For the most part,
even that involves a full graveyard. You know?
Yeah, which to be fair is
Yeah,
relatively
it just
easy to
happens,
get to.
but
But yeah, I mean he just
Doomsday, it's just that card.
yeah. Wow, that was outstanding. I've never seen. That's the first time I've seen Time Spiral cast outside of a High Tide deck, so it was significantly more enjoyable.
Yeah.
There is something like there's something about High Tide where it's like very hypnotic.
Yeah.
And you can
Watching
just,
a
like,
good
watch-
High Tide player is great though.
You just like lean back and glaze over, just watching them just like cast High Tide for the 4th time.
It's like eggs.
Yes, it is very much like that. But someone who's good at it can be even faster. Like with eggs, if you go too fast, almost anyone you'll just mess up.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that with miracles, even.
Yeah.
Just to even more glacial extent, I guess, because it's happening over many turns.
Certainly. All right, so you want to entertain the troops, and I'll go look for another match?
Yeah, I'll do a little song and dance.
Please don't.
I'm gonna bring up some spoilers.
All right, have fun.
Requests in the chat for spoilers to talk about. I'll give you my reactions. In the meantime, I'm gonna bring up Gideon, because that's the card that I think I might be looking to play. So there's Standard coming up at the SCG in Indianapolis. It's like release weekend, I think. And I have a decent amount of experience playing Jeskai tokens, and I think this card might be very good in the deck. I guess we'll see what happens, but just being able to Anthem immediately if you want, and getting to play a bunch of these Gideons just for some more like raw power seems pretty sweet. Blackjack asks for a colorless Void Guy. Can you be more specific? Yeah, Juice 61. We're looking for a backup match right now. That's why Phil's out of the booth. So I'm just rambling to you solo. Let's see. A little call back to Legacy. There's that. Where is it? It's like the Baleful Strix callback. Blue and a black mana for a Death Touch creature. Where are you at? Oh, it's down with the multicolored cards. Hey.
Hello, it's me, Phil Silverman.
Can you sit down here and tell us what you thought of that game?
I should have named Burning Wish.
Yeah?
Yeah, Jason said so, and he's almost certainly right.
Okay.
And also just thinking about it, he had like LED, which I knew, and that card's way better with Burning Wish than it is with Doomsday.
Okay.
And also, you can't respect the fact that the deck is called Doomsday. You just have to like pretend as much as possible that he's not playing a Mox Opal Storm deck.
Okay. So the takeaway is don't respect things.
No, I don't know. I mean, like, I also probably didn't board super great. I probably should have brought in Flamekin Zealot.
Just to be a little bit faster.
Yeah, just to be a little bit faster.
Did you bring an Iona?
I did. I cut a land, an Icarid. I should have cut a second Icarid. And then some other garbage. I forget what else.
Alright, we're going to jump down to the play area, because right now it looks like we have Matt Seckel on the left
And
playing quote-unquote aggro Loam.
God, I always forget this guy's name. He's so nice, though.
Who is on the right
It's
here?
the other Death and Taxes guy.
Oh,
I
Bob.
was at 1, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's not Bob. It's
Not Bob? Oh, it's,
Damn it.
yeah.
He's so nice.
Yeah. Who is this right
Actually,
player name?
yeah.
He plays Affinity in Modern?
Yes.
Who are you talking about? Bob?
No, not Bob.
No, it's not Bob. His name is escaping me
Is
right
it
now.
Peter? It's not Peter.
It's not Peter.
It's not Paul. What's the name of the guy playing Death and Taxes?
Alan Wood.
That's
Alan.
it, Alan. I have to imagine this matchup favors
4-color
Loam.
Yeah.
Right?
Unless they can, like, port or wasteland you out of the game.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know.
you
I
have a
kind of
lot
think
of lands.
Death Tax is fine here.
Well,
I'm partial.
no, I just like this Sword of Fire and Ice. Like, this is an example of like why Death and Taxes is like maybe not fine. Because that card costs approximately like 6 mana. Yeah.
Okay. I am a Jamook.
Yeah, it's game
Do you know
3.
what? Oh yeah.
Yep.
Is this computer just always here?
Yes.
I think that the way that Alan attacks this matchup is just rest in peace.
Rest in Peace is pretty great.
Revoker's
Cage
fine.
is horrible. Revoker's, I think, good.
It's okay.
Yeah, you just abrupt decay the vial here.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy, that's a beating.
So I think the thing about Death and Taxes, and an example of why like Elves is maybe not a great Death and Taxes matchup, is that like if you can out mana the Rishadan Port deck, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I don't know if this Loam deck actually has a good way of out-manning it, but I just think that, well, I mean, Alan, obviously, kept a one-lander and
Right.
isn't going to be doing well. But like, since without Vial, it's impossible for him to out-mana his opponent. Like, Vial is so powerful because of the mana advantage.
Yeah.
And when that's invalidated by, well, not casting any spells. Ooh, Wasteland was the draw. Perfect.
Yeah. For anyone who's not sure, too, I think Alan did keep correctly here. You have to keep a lot of risky hands that involve Aether Vial.
Oh, Punishing Fire.
Yeah, Punishing Fire is really going to wreck him here.
Well, it's like Matt has Mox Diamond. He's got like 1 Death Ray probably, and he has Green Sun Zenith for Dryad Arbor. So it just feels like it's very hard for Alan. You know, like if Vile sticks, cool, but it just feels like it's like not easy for him to actually have Port be relevant.
I guess this Loam matchup is a lot harder than normal lands,
Yeah.
just because there's a lot more permanent base pressure put on Alan's resources. Like, it's not just lands; it's also Liliana.
It's also Knight of the Reliquary.
Yeah.
Knight of the Reliquary has always been, in my opinion, a pretty big problem card for.
It's stretching Death and Taxes a little too thin.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's like against a deck like Lands, you just board out your swords, right? And then you
Yeah.
just have Karakas if they go for the combo.
Yep.
But this is like, you need all of your good cards, and they're not even great here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of how good Punishing Fire
You're getting
is.
pulled in a few too many directions.
I would say it's very similar to playing against a Jund deck.
Yeah.
It's like playing against either Maverick or Jund. Like Maverick is traditionally I think a bad matchup for Death and Taxes.
I disagree.
You specifically said it was terrible
No.
because Maverick is just a bigger version.
It's just when they build their Maverick deck to beat other fair decks that it gets tough. Like when they have multiple Siege Rhinos.
But if they're
Okay,
playing
well,
like
yeah.
like Gaddock Teeg and stuff,
Yeah,
I
Gaddock
can
Teeg is
imagine,
pretty
yeah.
terrible.
Like
Yeah.
Sarah Avenger lines up really well against Gaddock Teeg.
And also, you're just more of a Stoneforge deck. Usually they only have like 2 copies of Stoneforge. But
Yeah.
Sekal here is more Jundy than he is Mavericky.
Right.
And the Jund cards are really a problem for Alan.
So like this whole game is different, I guess, if Alan gets to keep Vile, just because like his sword
Yeah.
would be doing something. Like he wouldn't be stranded with Mangara in his hand.
Yeah. I mean, as always, the draws, like games that involve Aether Vial for many turns for Death and Taxes are so drastically different than ones that don't.
Oh my god, and like he has Punishing Fire. It's like now Alan has to waste it. Yeah.
Well, Alan really needs to find rest and beat. Like, he needs a lot of things. He has to get out of this Liliana somehow. He has to deal with the Punishing Fire somehow.
He drew swords.
Yeah. That's
So-
the awkward thing that Knight of the Reliquary does. Also,
Yeah.
Bob.
I think this is like what Simon was talking about, where like you have a lot of good cards, but you need to draw the right combination of good cards to beat with them. Because like all of the Loam threats seem to be like universally annoying. Like it's like,
Yeah.
okay, what does our Confidant do? Just draws cards.
Yeah.
What does Knight do? It just like is a big idiot that effectively draws wastelands.
Yeah.
And like everything else is just like basically card advantage and removal. But like removal is universally good against Death and Taxes. But like Death and Taxes is just like creatures that are, really good when you're playing them like ahead of a Vial, and then usually, but otherwise just really anemic. This isn't to say that like maybe Alan can't win. Like Alan had a very poor luck as far as his mana was concerned.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a turn 2 or 3, right?
Right.
He missed it. Yeah, he missed his second land drop twice.
Yeah.
And finally drew his third land, but it's facing down a Liliana that's about to go ultimate. If it even does, it might just continue taking up.
I don't think that's a bad idea, just because like the only thing that beats Matt here is Alan getting a bunch of cards and then somehow Vile becoming a factor, it seems like.
Or even like Alan drawing literally in order Plains Council Judgment.
Sure.
But even then, is that good?
People
It's
in
like-
the...
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's like Alan has like Absolute Law, and like that's probably the worst draw in his deck right now is Absolute Law.
Oh yeah.
Just because of Lily?
Yeah, it just like doesn't matter.
Yeah. In
Sekal-
other games it would matter, but...
Sekal
not
doing
this
the
one.
old.
Oh, Alan's at
Punishing Fire,
19 because of and Sekal's at 21.
Some people in the chat talking about the merits of Mangara or lack thereof.
Ooh, that was the perfect draw for
Oh
Matt
god,
right there.
yeah. That's the other thing is like Alan's big draws are what, like another Flicker was,
Yeah.
and Matt just has like Terravore in his deck.
The Celestial Purge that Greg was thinking about putting in his deck.
Yeah.
Celestial Purge is probably a very respectable card right now. I don't know. I guess the problem is it costs 2 mana.
Yep.
Or 4.
Oh sure, or like what, like 6? Is that
Yeah.
how many Wingmares do you play?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Here's another thing: is like normally Thalia is a really relevant body against these like land style decks, but just like all of the real creatures in Matt's deck, which is really just Knight.
It's just nice.
Yeah, but like
That's
that
enough.
that just like embarrasses Thalia as a threat.
Well, this is sad. So, Alan has to play Revoker and name Liliana, but what Matt can do is just sack a land and go get Grove.
Yep.
And then just start the chain again.
He could do that. He could sack a land and get Wasteland just to show that he like doesn't.
He doesn't
give
even
a
care.
crap.
He doesn't want Alan to have any fun.
Now that's disrespectful, right?
Yeah.
there. That's just like pure and simple.
Bad manners, BM?
Oh yeah, it's BMing. He's going for it.
I can see Cycle BMing people.
Cycle's just attacking with a gigantic Knight of the Relic.
This also seems like a reasonable line.
I think it's probably...
Like an 8/8.
Yeah, we don't have a good check right here. Oh my goodness.
Where's a Bob?
Yeah.
Is that good though? Because like then Seckle just suits up his Revoker and he
Yeah.
gets to attack and draw.
So I actually think Seckle should have killed
Yeah.
the thing. Because like now, I mean look, his Knight's still going to be able to hold it off, but like now he has to chump block.
Yeah, there's no reason to not chump here. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's just gonna kill the Bob anyway.
Wow. And does he not chump?
We'll see.
Maybe Alan's like trying to psych him out. Oh my God! No, he didn't chump. Oof.
Ooh,
Alright.
that's
That goes
rough.
poorly.
Ooh, did he hit swords?
He did.
Where did it go? In
It got
another-
cast.
It got it.
Off of that land he drew for the
Okay,
turn.
so should we just wildly guess how big it was?
No, this is Alan's life.
So now they're.
Oh yeah. That's
Now Alan is kind of in this.
I
I mean, Seckle has a lot of live draws.
yeah. No, I mean Seckle is like. I think if Seckle loses this game, it's because he didn't kill Revoker.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
like Liliana is just such an unbeatable card in this position.
Yeah, it's a beating from here.
Wow.
I think he just didn't like think about the interaction between Sword and or like what Sword was going to do to Bob.
Yeah.
So that's an attack. This is an attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, assuming that he points the shock at
Oh,
Matt's
man.
face.
And you poured him an upkeep. Yeah. Nice white source. Oh man, and he's going to draw a knight. What do you think? He's not going to draw a knight.
It looks like he has a
Well-
Bob and fetch land.
It stops him from drawing Knight, and it also stops him from drawing
So I think
Zenith for 4.
Yeah, I think you
For the-
play Bob here, and your plan is chump with Dryad Arbor.
Sure.
Oh no, he's got port. Oh, that doesn't work. Wow.
Nice version import.
Yeah.
If he goes for it, he can port
Before damage.
before
blockers,
blocks and then get to shoot it with the trigger.
Right. Yeah.
Which is max beating.
Yeah, so Cycle does not go for that
Yeah.
line.
Wow. It looks like Alan didn't draw anything.
He drew
He has
Oh,
an
he
A
has a
card. I
wasteland.
think he already
Wasteland.
played a land.
Wasteland
Oh my
GT.
God.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Definitely don't equip that this turn. Just play it
No,
out there.
I think you
Yeah.
waste the white source right now. It doesn't like do. Oh, I guess you're playing around like Maze of Ith by not
Yeah,
wasting
you
now.
are.
Yeah,
Or-
you have port for Maze of Ith.
You're
Like,
also playing around like Grove later, but
Sure.
looks like he's gonna go after the red source.
I like
right
the
now.
idea of wastelanding before Seckle gets a chance to go land Green Sun Zenith for 3.
Yeah, that's like
Ooh.
I think wastelanding before he gets to do stuff is almost certainly right.
Yeah. Seckle drew Golgari Charm for turn, which
Wow.
is normally an excellent card in this matchup, but
But that's the thing is like I don't even know if that's what he wants to be doing. I think his like his good cards are already so good that like Golgar Charms, negative interaction with Bob, it doesn't work great with Dryad Arbor, and it's also like this is an example where it just doesn't do anything.
I mean the equipment are definitely going to be problematic. I'm sure Seckle has like a pile of Crossing Grips that he boarded in.
Oh sure,
But-
yeah.
In general, Golgari Charmer is a giant beating.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, you would know better than I would.
It's just
yeah.
the way that the deck is constructed now. There are so many X1s.
Yeah.
And also imagine if Alan had any second creature here, it would certainly kill that.
Yeah. It kills Pretty
Specifically,
Pony.
Sword of Fire and Ice makes it look bad.
Right, that's true.
But yeah, here's an attack for
A lot.
another 6.
So now that it doesn't change the clock, do you shoot Liliana? Oh, did he just shoot Liliana? I'm such a fan of that play.
Because the counter is from the
Yeah. Legit.
Alan did get lucky to draw out that one turn. He
Yeah.
had to hit plains swords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the thing is like I don't think he should have had a chance to draw. Lucky.
Right.
He ports him. He vials Enthalia. Matt draws his last card, I think. It's like now he can play Golgari Charm.
He can play Knight of the Reliquary, but
What does it do? I mean, it blocks?
yeah,
Did he draw it?
Yeah.
he did.
All right. Well, that's step 1. It's going to be big.
I think now Thalia gets a lot of equipment. I think Thalia is like, hey, Phyrexian Revoker.
Can I borrow this?
Although
Well,
no,
that-
wait,
that-
no,
that
because
op-
you need to protect the Revoker.
I was going to say that opens him up to the Golgari Charm.
Yeah.
Wow, this is interesting. Knight's so good.
That's crazy. So like, if Alan decides to move them over to Thalia for the first strike, and Matt just goes chump block, untap, Golgari Charm minus into my Edict with Liliana, then like Alan is basically all in on drawing a creature this turn.
Yeah.
So Matt's got 5 lands in his graveyard. So if he puts the Jit on Thalia, I think it's got 2 counters, right? The Jit does.
Yes.
So Thalia becomes a 6, and then before normal combat, you just shrink it. So I think you move the Jit over, but you leave the sword on Revoker.
I'm kind of surprised Alan didn't take up Vial to 3 there.
Oh no, wait! If you do that, never mind. That doesn't work at all. Because then he just fucking he just blocks the Knight or the Revoker. Yeah.
This is a very interesting spot for Alan. What he could do, well, doesn't have enough mana. I was gonna say he can move them both over and then move them back, but that's only gonna work if he draws a land this turn.
Well, you can move sword back. Yeah.
So moving sword back is the real get.
Right.
Like you want to this is contingent on Alan playing around the card Golgari Charm.
Well, but the other thing is that he has 2 counters on Jit, so he can just shove with Revoker. Like it doesn't really like we're coming up with a lot of fancy plays, but Revoker's a 4/3. He can make it. Oh no, he makes it so it trades. Oh.
Do we know how big Knight is? Exactly?
I think
Knight's
I counted
7/7.
5 lands when Matt went through his
I
graveyard.
believe Knight is a 7/7 at the moment.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a very, very close game. I mean, as we said, a game that probably shouldn't be this close.
Well, it's also funny because I bet Alan just drew Rest in Peace, and he was like, "How badly does this blow him?"
The answer is extremely.
Looks like he's moving over both.
Or just sword?
No, it wouldn't make sense to move over just sword. Well, this means you can attack with. That's not even good though. Attacking with what? Also, it's worth noting that Alan has not put a die on the Jit.
Yeah, but I think it's assumed that he has 2 counters, or else
Is it?
this attack makes 0.
I don't know if it is assumed, but we'll see. So here's an attack with both. I think Matt is obliged to block the Thalia here.
Yeah. So he does the
First
damage.
strike,
He puts it back in his
Caracas
hand.
Thalia.
Yeah.
Takes 2. Yeah, I think he missed him last turn.
What?
Yeah.
Or maybe he pumped this turn. I guess he missed it.
So now Alan deciding what he wants to do.
He can Vial and Thalia end of turn.
Oh, he can-
Yeah, I think upkeep he ports and Vials and Thalia.
Yeah.
So now I think you port. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you port.
Notably, this does still protect.
No, that doesn't go in your
waste.
graveyard.
No,
It's
Notably, this does still protect his Phyrexian Revoker.
Right, but Thalia is now dead to Golgari Charm. I don't think that... Well, that kind of matters.
It is if Sekal does in response to the Aether Vial tapping. Like... sorry. Never mind.
Thank you.
I don't know what I was thinking there.
Yeah, House Death and Taxes expert Greg Schaefer doesn't know how his own deck
Yeah, I'm
works.
tired.
Yeah. Chat, I apologize for cursing. I guess I remember the old days when this was like an 18-plus stream.
It was a bit raunchier back
It was
in
a
the
bit
day.
raunchier.
Let's see what Matt can put together here. By the way, for those unaware what the mysterious third voice is, we have a quick guest commentator, Dredge player.
Oh, yeah, you all saw
Silent
me.
Camera.
Yeah. Let me just say, I definitely played Dredge because I didn't want to interact with people anymore. I was tired of losing at sorcery speed. So it was cool because I just got turned 1 by Doomsday.
Turn 1 by Doomsday and then killed with Lethal on board.
Yes.
Out of nowhere.
Well, yeah. Again, I think I misplayed, which gave him more outs to kill me. But
I mean, you also therapy 2 Doomsdays and then he killed you, which is kind of insane. Okay, so Matt does play the Bob. Alan obliges by killing it, but does not vial in the Thalia.
no, sorry. He played Golgari Charm.
Yeah, he
which
vialed
killed the
him.
Thalia.
Excuse me,
then
and he saved it.
pumped
My
his-
mistake, my mistake.
It was Revoker.
That makes way more
He
way more
saved
sense.
Revoker. Thalia is in the
Yeah.
graveyard.
Yep.
So Bob
Is
is
it?
the card in Matt Seckel's hand.
Rest in Peace would be a good draw.
Rest in Peace has been the best draw. It's funny because oh no, I was joking about
Flicker
Absolute
Wisp
Law.
would probably be the best.
Yeah, Flicker Wisp would just win the game.
It's true. Man, it's pretty absurd that Flicker Wisp is just very frequently game over.
And yep, just gonna
Plays
play a
a
land.
land.
So Alan, after missing his second land drop twice, has recovered in a sense. But
Who's playing the Life from the Loam deck?
although I don't think Alan would say no to recurring wastelands at this point.
No, I don't think he would either. Yeah, I think you just
Just gonna port. Interesting that Matt did not activate Knight in a turn. figure you want to at least wasteland that
Import?
Russian import, or at least just make your knight bigger.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I guess he doesn't have Maze of Ith because it's in his graveyard. I don't know what else he can get. Maybe he has Horizon Canopy. I don't think that would be the worst thing to cycle through.
Nope, I'm just getting another look at a way to kill this Revoker. Although I'm sure he has Abrupt Decay has got to be the best possible.
So Alan draws, passes back.
Makes me think that Alan might have drawn a 2-drop.
Thought Seize, Dark Confidant in his hand. Thought Seize certainly.
So he's casting
Scavenging Ooze. That's a pretty good draw.
That's a good one.
That's going to end up being at least pretty big. Alan only has, I think, 3 or 4 creatures in his. That's already going to get bigger than the.
Yeah.
Revoker.
Yeah, and it's going to gain him some really necessary life points.
Alan really needs to draw a flyer. Basically.
Yeah. I guess Sarah Avenger.
Sarah Avenger, Flicker Wisp, or
Wingmare.
Yeah.
Talking about draft picks on the game
Yeah.
again.
Well, Red Wingmare's like not great in limited. X1s are like not great in Magic Origins.
Correct.
True.
All right, so looks like he's going to eat.
Oh, so the Arbor was in his graveyard. Oh no, it was in his deck.
Oh no, he just fetched it.
Yeah.
Need another attacker.
Yeah. I don't think that's bad.
Something to die to Jitte.
Maybe. At some point.
Okay, so what is this?
Pile on 2.
No,
okay,
it's not- no,
it doesn't do anything.
No. It's infinite blockers
It is infinite blockers.
with that Caracas. Let's see what Alan can draw here. Any flyers? Any Swords to Plowshares? I think he's got 1 Swords left in his deck.
It looks
Is
like
Vial tapped?
Oh my god,
I
he
think it's
drew Cataclysm.
untapped, right?
Oh jeez.
Cataclysm wouldn't even be good here. Or would it be? No,
Cataclysm would be 5 mana. So yeah, he just moved over
He's just moving
Thalia.
both those and swinging with Thalia.
Yeah, the first striking
It's just-
attacker with Jitte is great.
It's gotta be like enough to brawl with this knight.
No, he can make it a 6/5. Oh no, he can pump it after the damage. So first strike can
Yeah.
kill Scavenging Ooze. Or
Certainly
whatever-
Ooze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then he can pump it 2 more times to give it a 9-butt.
Or he can.
But then it won't trade.
He can also deal the first strike damage, give -1/-1 counters, and bounce it back to his hand.
So this is now a 6/5. Yeah, I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 lands in his yard.
Yeah.
Right?
So he can
So
go
no-
+2.
Knight is an 8/8. He can make it a 10/10.
Yeah. And Thalia's a 6/5 max. So this just seems like a way to get J counters.
Yeah.
Well, he's just gonna first strike and then bounce it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. And then I think he's got to move. I would move one of these equipment back onto the Ooze.
I think we're at the point of the
Revoker.
game where like porting him is like if you just can't.
No, I think you just put.
Yeah.
I think you need to put one of these.
Hold on.
You can
Is it
kill
Mother of
Ooh,
Runes?
He did draw Mother of Runes.
Can you kill Ooze right now?
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't because Knight just gets another green source.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, our mistake.
Oh no.
He's gonna kill the
good,
Dryad
yes.
Arbor.
I like that blind.
And Matt's gonna respond by sacking it. It is a forest.
Prince of Persia. No, Thalia became a 6/5.
It was
6/5.
+2 from sword and +2 from the 1 Jitte.
He didn't use the counter.
Okay, it
He
could
just
have
let-
been 6.
Yes, he
Okay.
used first strike
Mhm.
to get the counters in the Jitte, and then before regular damage, bounced it with Caracas.
Sure.
So I think this is like an interesting line. By not protecting the Revoker, you kind of open yourself up to dying, right?
Mhm.
But this is, I think, Alan is saying if Revoker, if everything lives, if Matt draws a blank or whatever, then I'm gonna win the game. I think this Matt 100% should have gotten Horizon Canopy right now if he has one.
Why did Matt not get Punishing Fire?
It looks like he has Caracas.
Or sorry, why didn't he get Grove of the Burn Willows?
Oh, that's a really good point.
He can get Grove.
Maybe he only plays one.
maybe he does. Well, why didn't he get Petrified Field then?
Wow. I guess because he's not playing Vintage.
I guess that's the only real reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not crazy, right? There is a Punishing Fire and a Grove. I mean,
There are
like,
2 Punishing Fires.
he's gotta have a Grove in it. Okay, I think he's attacking.
I like
He's
this
just
attack. Yeah.
get in there. I mean, this is, I think, lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No.
He could always give -1s.
Yeah. This is like a pretty...
I'm assuming this attack is close to lethal.
I think Matt has underrated how much inevitability he has in this game, and he's like not... the points where I've disagreed with his lines have alwaed been points where he hasn't prolonged the game.
I agree.
Although he's now just going to Life from the Loam, for a Grove of the Burn Willows and win the game, regardless. So.
Oh, he drew Loam.
Yeah. Oh no, he doesn't have another red source.
Oh wow.
Because Knight attacked.
Yeah, I agree. And most of the points where I felt in the same boat. I think Matt has chosen to take more aggressive lines than our standard, and has sort of, I think, in the process, made it a little bit harder for him to close the game.
Looks like Alan's going to 1.
I can respect that.
You can always gain life with Jitte.
When I played against Jason, he did the perfect Doomsday when you're at 2 life, go down to 1 play, which is just... If your Doomsday opponent has never cast Doomsday when they're at 2, you haven't truly lost to Doomsday yet.
you haven't truly been close to the edge and
Yeah.
watched yourself just be pulled away.
Yeah.
He was hanging on by a thread, and then he just threw you off the edge.
Oh man, I don't know. It's really hard to like be upset losing to Jason just because he's like plays that deck so much. He's put so much thought into it.
And it's got to be, I think, in general, it's probably not a good matchup even.
For me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have imagined it's like 50-50, like all the virtual matchups.
I think it's like your discard might be a little bit worse than it is against Storm.
Yeah, I mean, he plays so many Divining Tops. And he's not even a critical mass card. He needs 1 card in his hand when he goes
That's what I think is the difference. Like,
Yeah.
when you play against Storm, like, they need a certain number of cards
Right.
to kill you, but his deck, you know...
I think the trade there, though, is that because he's about a turn or a turn and a half slower, like,
Yeah.
Dark or Dread Return and Iona seems like so much more of like the sweep the leg against his deck.
I'd agree.
Can Alan not go for the kill right here? If he gives...
Ooh.
That's a kill.
Yeah. I guess Psycho can gain life to not outright die this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you mean go for the kill?
If
There's
he
2
was-
different colored creatures.
Yeah, if he just killed the Bob with the Jitte counter.
I see, and gave pro green.
Yeah.
So this is good because it just forces
He can gain life.
Cycle to do something.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Revoker gets pro green.
Yeah.
Be pretty awkward if you went all in on Thalia there.
Versus the Crocus? Yeah.
Get Grogust out.
Yeah.
Venom Knights. I think Rest in Peace is very good against the Loam deck, but if you look, he's got a Dark Confidant in play and a 5/5. Like, this is the argument for aggro Loam, is that all the sideboard cards against you only hit like a third or a half of your deck.
Yeah, you're also still kind of just like a mid-range deck.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's
So,
a swing. Looks like we were off on life totals, and that's
Yeah.
game. Wow. Really sick comeback from Alan there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it all comes down to the turn that Matt didn't kill the Revoker. He didn't get Grove of the Burn Willows to Punishing Fire it.
Yeah.
And if he'd done that, Liliana, like that Liliana on 5 would have gone ultimate, or it would have made him sack a bunch of dudes.
I think we're not we don't know if there's one Grove in the deck, but I have to imagine there's more than one.
Although you'll notice, I mean, there were, for a lot of that game, Matt didn't have any other red sources in play, so the fact that he couldn't get Grove and then Punishing Fire immediately is definitely a reason. I could definitely see that like factoring into his decisions when fetching lands.
I agree.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for letting me guest commentate, guys. I'll try to.
That was
win
a
the rest
sweet
of my
game.
rounds.
Alan played super
Thanks,
tight.
Yeah, I think so I played against Alan in Modern when I was playing that like ridiculous Goblins deck.
Yeah.
And he was my first loss in that tournament, and he lost game 1 because he played around a lightning bolt despite not seeing one. And after the game, he asked me if I had lightning bolt, and I said no, I didn't because I didn't have it. And I'm not gonna lie to like a really like tight technical player. He's really nice. But like the fact that like you can tell sometimes when you play against people that they're very cognizant of everything that they could lose to. And like he might have been like too good there, but this is an example of him just playing like super well and being rewarded for it.
Yeah.
So major kudos to Alan.
Well done. Well done indeed. Is the round over?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello, we're back. Wow, good job, buddy. Let's put up this card that like most of us can't read.
Yeah.
All right, exert intelligence,
Influence.
sorcery, exert influence. Can't read. Converge, gain control of target creature if its power is less than or equal to the number of colors spent to cast exert influence. Oh, this card's so bad and limited.
5-color control.
Really?
In standard, not limited.
I know.
I don't know.
I understand. Really? Is that what you want to be doing?
It's mind control.
Was that card good?
I don't know.
No. I'll answer for you. No.
It's good once
It was
upon a time.
yeah, it was a sideboard card for a little bit.
Yeah.
In standard. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not good enough.
If your payoff for playing 5 colors is mind control your siege rhino, which doesn't even trade with the next Siege Rhino they play,
Yeah.
then you should reevaluate what's going on.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's only 4 color control,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is it power?
Yep.
Yeah, so you only need 4 colors.
You
But
only
like,
need 4.
the fact that you can't even mind control like a Dragon Lord Atarka,
You can take a Dramoka.
yeah, with all 5 colors you can get a Dramoka. I'd rather just be the one casting Dramoka.
Yeah,
I think.
probably.
Um,
Alright, so maybe not the best spoiler. We are getting closer to the full set.
oh, the Thesaurus, they listed Vidalcan Shackles. That's insulting.
That's a little off. Ooh.
We already saw this. This is the new Expedition. Oh my god.
I'm going to sell all of these when I open none of them.
This is the Expedition Misty Rainforest. I think the art on these have actually all been great.
If anyone else is getting a buzzing sound, as Venom and Knights states, might be because the computer is working hard.
Computer's kind of freaking out right now.
Yeah.
Don't really know why.
A little too excited about Death and Taxes winning on camera.
Yeah, I think so. That's got to be
That's
it.
definitely it.
The Thesaurus, by the way, for Misty Rainforest is Breeding Pool, Tropical Island.
And
Those are the only ones that matter. Flooded
also
Strand.
Flooded Strand.
Someone described this as a cotton candy factory exploding.
It does.
From afar.
It does look like that.
Who's
Burned. Not really.
No, let me come out there.
Death and Taxes is good in that matchup.
I agree.
So it looks like our 2-0 matchup is Death and Taxes versus Burn. Interesting. Yeah, Juice 61. Yeah, sounds like computer fan. Indeed. It's working overtime at the moment.
Tony versus Kevin.
Grixis Control versus Esper Stoneblade.
Yep.
Stoneblade.
Esper Stoneblade.
Esper Stoneblade as played by Tone
By Tone.
Blade.
It's as he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Kevin Kingsley playing against Anthony Zinni here.
2 of our more experienced players overall.
Yep.
They're both terrible, but that's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be sweet. So Kevin has been playing a lot of Storm. In the past, has been known to play Dredge. But he was offered for a while to try Storm. Has really enjoyed it. But tonight, so I was supposed to lend Simon LEDs.
Yep.
You had to put your deck in.
I did. I was supposed to lend Simon LEDs so he could play Dredge, but I forgot them.
Yep.
So I was like, hey, Kevin, why don't you lend them, and then you can play this Grixis control deck that I put together.
Yep.
And
Here we are.
he obliged, and now we got a deck with 4 dig through time versus a deck with probably 2 or 3 dig through times.
I think 2. That's what top play is.
Oh man, that's in March?
Guitar Jimmy, I would recommend messaging the stream via Twitch.
March? Isn't that Mark?
It's possible that it didn't get to you because maybe you changed addresses.
I mean, we have no idea why.
Yeah, I would probably suggest messaging the Twitch stream, but we can also ask.
Tell him to send me his info now.
Yeah.
Yeah, send us your info.
I will guide it to where it needs to go.
Do you know what what Tone's record is?
Nope.
They're both 1-1, right?
No, Kevin is 101.
101.
We'll
Okay.
put
I'll go ask Tony.
It's fine.
I think he's 1-1. I would think so.
You play round 1 then.
Sorry, getting this all
Yeah,
set up.
top, but I wasn't paying attention to that much.
They'll eventually reprint Zendikar fetches just because that's so much guaranteed money.
Yeah, they did it to Onslaught. Why wouldn't they do this?
Yeah, they'll do it. It just won't be soon. All right, kicking things off.
The return to Zendikar.
That's the one. Yeah.
Incoming. 15 years from now.
Why not?
Why not?
So
10 years.
Zinni quickly cracking a Flooded Strand to get Tundra and casting a Ponder.
So what's the key for the Grixis control deck here?
Uh,
I just found out the list from Kevin.
Probably dig through time. Probably being the person who resolves the most dig through times. Cabal Therapy seems exceptional in this matchup at fighting Stoneforge Mystic. So finding those is going to be pretty great. 'Cause beyond that, I don't think Zinni has much staying power. Zinni's a better Jace deck, I think, in general. And he has more Snapcaster mages. But Young Pyromancer is certainly going to be pretty great. If it's unchecked, it's going to be close to unbeatable. But Zinni has a lot of answers to it. So this is an interesting question over whether or not you probe on turn 1 here. with the Pyromancer in hand, I think I'm kind of obliged to waiting.
Makes sense.
I think Kevin right now deciding if he wants to get Underground Sea or Volcanic Island. I will confirm that those are his only two choices. Jeff Finish, send us your information, and we'll check. We will look into it. Sorry if things did not go through. All right, yeah, Kevin holding the probe, which I think is right given the Pyromancer. He's found Bolt, Volk.
Not great in this matchup.
It's not great, but it's not bad.
If he really wants the first bolt to be able to kill a Stoneforge, I guess you can keep.
I think it's going to be fine. It's not ideal.
Looks like his hand is lacking black cards.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a Stoneforge Mystic. Assuming we're going to get an Underground Sea off this one.
Trying to shortcut. Does it resolve so I can look for both things?
I think it's exactly what's happening. And is he getting Batterskull? Is he getting Jit? He's getting Jit.
Yeah.
I think the reasoning for Jit is that it stays in the hand the shortest amount of time. If this Stoneforge dies.
Yeah, it's plus he kills Pyromancer. Great.
Yep. Although I think that's why Kevin kept these bolts, is because the possibility of this means that he can just deal with this instantly. Also, the fact that he's going to get to shuffle away this Volcanic Island is pretty good. So he gets to clear the top of his deck.
Yeah. He's gonna probably use a bolt this turn and.
Do you even, or do you play Pyromancer? Playing Pyromancer's just better.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
and now you can probe.
Okay.
Because then
it's risky if Tony just naturally had the Batterskull.
yes, that is true. He does have two bolts,
He does. It's not a very clean solution.
but he gets to look. Is the big thing.
Yeah, not that he could do anything about it.
He did not have the Batterskull. He does have a second Stoneforge though.
Yes.
So these bolts are going to be good.
Uh-huh.
So we see a couple lands, including a Caracas Marshflats, Ponder, Stoneforge Mystic, Snapcaster Mage, and Jite. Thus far, Stoneforge Mystic, its only target is Ponder, but you don't need much more than that.
No.
Yeah, deck fading is a real worry, but there isn't a deck fade in this deck. The deck in the main deck is a flex slot. It shows up every now and then.
Yeah.
I know Rich Shea in particular loves that card, so he always plays one. But it's not a staple by any means. All right, so Kevin getting his Pyromancer token and passing back. So he draws swords for a turn. That's a great draw. I have to imagine that's going to come down right away.
Seems good. Kevin, no way to fight over that.
And I don't think he would, even if he could.
Sure.
A lot of times I think you can end up losing just because you spend too many resources trying to protect things like that.
So said the Jerry Thompson article.
Exactly. I mean, I'm going off what I know.
Yeah. You've played 4 games.
I played 4 games.
Or, yeah, 4.
Went 3-1.
You did.
I'm basically an expert. Drew my main deck Pyroblast against Miracles twice.
Yeah, that one hurt.
So here's a young Pyromancer. Another probe. And
No Batterskull still.
I mean, he knew the card he drew was that
Swords.
Swords to Postures. Yep. Ooh, couple copies of Dig Through Time. Kevin's hand is looking nice. This is an interesting turn. I don't really like bolting here. Well,
You like waiting?
I kind of want to Pyroblast that Snapcaster Mage. Is why, like, Zinni. Zinni puts in Jite.
Mm-hmm.
What's he gonna do? Equip?
Yeah, is he gonna...
Oh, he's passing. He is passing. He's gonna bolt it. Or no, I think he was bolting it just now.
Yeah, he killed it in step after Tony activated.
Nope,
So
it wasn't end step.
Oh, okay.
It was,
He did and then
it's
in
just some
response,
just
it was
some
put in
shortcutting.
Jite, okay. Because Kevin wanted to attack for one, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So Tony does have access to
By the way,
Snap Ponder, Snap Swords, perhaps.
I think he's gonna snap swords. I mean, I think this is actually the kind of the game. I was wrong. You don't really want a Pyroblast here. Like, I just talked about wanting to not use your resources like that, and that would be exactly using your
You
resources.
want a
like
Pyroblast Dig Through Time.
that. Yeah, or like use Pyroblast to protect this Dig Through Time from Force of Will.
Sure.
Although it looks like Tony's gonna go Maximum Greed. His last blue card is Ponder.
No surprise there.
No, not even a little bit. I respect it greatly.
I don't think Tony's ever been punished actually
For
greed.
this?
For greed, no.
He's going to find 3 non-blue cards here, but then he's going to shuffle and draw a blue card.
The blue card he wants.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got a Force of Will, so any blue card is going to be...
The worst blue card.
Well...
Our blue cards.
Force?
True name Nemesis to go with that Umezawa's Jitte.
That's a reason to hold Pyroblast.
Yep.
He drew Force of Will, which is, the worst card, so to speak, here.
Yeah, that's the one you'd most likely want to pitch to your first Force of Will.
Mm-hmm. I think we're just going to see Kevin jam with all of his creatures here and pass.
Commonly in these blue mirrors, you don't really want to Force of Will more than once in a game. Because you just don't want to go down cards more than once.
I'd say Dig has kind of changed that dynamic a little bit.
Sure.
Because it's easier to recoup card advantage.
Mm-hmm. Like raw cards.
Yes.
It used to just be Jace, but now there's a 2-mana card that can do it.
Alright, so here we see Force. So here's the thing. Kevin does need to find a Force of Will here, or this True Name is going to be really tough to beat.
Yep.
4, 5. Oh, he did find 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Question is, does he actually take it?
Absolutely. I think you take that and
Force
probably
Will Brainstorm.
Yeah, I think those are the 2 best cards. Counterspell's an option, but I think you want a cheaper card to go to your graveyard for that second dig through time.
Yeah.
Anthony, I think, is playing 2 digs, maybe 3. Kevin is playing the full 4.
Yeah. Kevin is playing the Jerry Thompson Grixis deck that he's been writing about.
So Kevin took Therapy and Force.
Interesting.
I think he's preparing for Batterskull.
Okay.
Because he knows that Tony has the second.
Second Stoneforge.
I think he's just going to name it right now.
Just take Stoneforge.
Yeah, get your Stoneforge.
Sure.
Now Tone has to jam this True Name Nemesis.
Yeah, seems good.
Force. But Tone does have a dig on the way. Kevin does need to draw like a.
Kevin has a dig, right? No.
No, he had to pitch it because he took the therapy.
Very interesting. Very swingy games.
Oh yeah, I mean
turns.
that's what Dig Through Time does. Ooh, Brainstorm is a great draw. I don't love casting it here. Yeah. Here we see.
Casting it immediately is kind of funny.
I think it's not the casting it immediately; it's the casting it with 1 card in your hand.
Okay.
Like, what's the best that happens here?
Finds a Pyromancer.
Yeah, like I don't know. The upside's not like crazy high.
I think
4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, Tone did not hit a lot of good cards here. Found a Click, which is pretty fragile. Found Counterspell. He found Brainstorm. Yeah, he's gonna take Brainstorm Click.
Kevin's gonna have an interesting decision with the Cabal Therapy in his graveyard.
If he wants to flash it back or not.
Yeah, Tony also hitting Brainstorm in that dig kind of screws that plan up.
Ooh, he did draw another Therapy, though, which is kind of a free roll. But his cards aren't very good now. He has to put back, like, 2 of these, and they're both kind of stinkers.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically his hand is all air at this point. The Brainstorm's all right.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what Kevin decides to do. It looks like he's just going to keep Brainstorm Force of Will in his hand and put either this Therapy or this Bolt on top. It's a little tempting to keep the Therapy, I think.
Sort of, because it makes your Therapy in your graveyard better, I guess.
Yeah. Oh man, Tony does have the Click plus Caracas combo about to start. Yeah, I think
dropping to 9.
honestly,
Kevin just passing.
Ooh, is a Jace.
Kevin does have Force of Will, though.
I think we're going to see a 5-mana Force of Will.
Yeah.
Attack for 2.
I mean, he's ahead on board.
Yeah, I think you just
Click kind of breaks this up.
tap
though.
5 lands here. I mean, if it means he resolves Jace, I think you have to deal with it.
I can't see not Force of Will in this.
Yeah, I think you just need you need to get it off the table, especially when you don't have the Bolt in your hand.
Yeah, exactly. You can't actually deal with it with Jitte.
Looks like Kevin's just going to let it resolve.
Wow.
But here's the thing, Tone might, if Tone takes the Force, man, I don't, yeah, I think I would want to just cash in my 5-mana Force.
Yeah. Like, he can take the Brainstorm now if he wanted to. You'd probably just leave him with it, though.
What do you... Yeah, like, Brainstorm's, like, the best card.
Yeah,
Here?
just because it might find Lightning Bolt.
But, like, right now, so if Zinni goes... I don't know, he just said keep him.
Yeah. There's no fetch. Like, Brainstorm's not that great.
I think Tone's just going to equip.
Totally. And Kevin's kind of forced to Brainstorm to try to look for help, I think.
He knows there's a bolt on top of his deck.
Okay. And Caracas lets Tony do this all again next turn. I guess Kevin can
Well, he
force
can
if he
therapy
wants.
it.
Okay, sure. So maybe this line was great. I don't know.
I think this is going to end up working out for Kevin. So he's going to Brainstorm.
Unless this gets countered.
Zinni's going to Brainstorm in response. It's land, force, delta. So he does
He
have
can
force.
pitch the Jace.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Kevin can find another blue card. Oh, he's going to force the Brainstorm?
Aggressive. Aggressive, and it's working.
Yeah. Attack for 3. He really wants to get those counters on that Jitte.
Yeah, I mean, he just eats Kevin's board now whenever he wants.
So I think now this is where Kevin's just going to get him with this therapy plus bolt. I would definitely attack first.
How does he actually get him with therapy plus bolt?
He tries to... Oh my god, the counters. Well, if he
Yeah.
tries to kill these. Yeah, you're right.
As long as Tony... I mean, Tony doesn't have to take the counters off. He's able to play around bolt with the Jitte counters.
Alright, use all the counters.
Yeah.
I think Kevin just didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. By the way, Tone going to 3 here would be so sick if there was another bolt. But it's impossible. I mean, Zinni knows.
Impossible. How?
Because
Because Kevin's Brainstorm locked?
Because Anthony knows his 2 cards. The click. He knows he has force plus therapy.
Oh, but they're... Oh, I guess, yeah, because
Brainstorm got force.
Jitte is just going to gain life anyway if it needs to.
It'll comfortably race these 2 cards. I mean, Kevin just needs to draw like something like Dig Through Time.
Right.
Or Kolagon's Command.
K-Command would be fine.
But he's not going to be able to race these things. Yeah, one of them is just going to get taken out right away. Is he trying? Yeah, he's just going to kill them both.
Yeah.
This opens him up to another bolt.
But now he has Caracas
mana,
plus replay at mana.
Just another land.
I think we knew about that. Maybe not.
No, we did not.
Yeah, Force of Willing the Brainstorm was super, super heads up out of Tony as Twindom marks.
Tone drew Dig Through Time for turn.
Sure, why not?
Pretty good at this game.
Yeah.
There's a Ponder. I think we're going to see another Zinni dig in response. Well, Kevin can force it. 3.
Strix, kind of embarrassing against Umezawa's Jitte.
Yep. Bolt's not great either.
Yeah, and just not having actual hard removal in the deck is
I think
it's a little problematic, but
I don't think that's like the problem here.
yeah.
I think he could have just stopped this from resolving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that hard cast Force of Will would have been great, right?
Let's see if he draws Bolt here. He could get him. He's going to play Strix. Okay. So here's Strix. I think you just got to run it out there. If Zinni if he has a counter, that's game.
I'm pretty sure Tony is going to do everything in his power to not lose to Lightning Bolt here.
I agree. So here's Dig. Should delve some cards. 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, so
I imagine he's
he
gonna
already picked up that one card that's sitting on the table.
Yep.
So 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good.
So just a bunch of good stuff.
Bunch of garbage.
It looks like he took Jace and Snapcaster Mage. I'd imagine he's just going to let this Strix resolve. He says, sure, trigger, draws Lightning Bolt. Now Kevin's just got to pass here.
Yeah, Jitte is just kind of unbeatable from this spot.
Alright, so there's a bolt.
Kevin hoping against hope that Tony takes that last counter off to pump his creature on the attack, but I think there's basically a 0% chance of that happening.
Well, the last counter doesn't really matter. He has to bounce it. It won't save the click.
I meant lightning bolt going at Tony's face.
Ew. Bolt.
I guess it's going to click now.
Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it has to, yeah. Yeah, here's a bounce.
Sure.
Okay.
So no counters for Jitte this turn.
Nope. I think we're just going to see Jace. Oh, he really wanted to cast that Jace. Man, I also really want to cast that Jace. We're going to snap Ponder?
Snap Dig? No, not enough cards in the
You can
bin.
snap Brainstorm here. I think you snap Brainstorm.
Yeah,
He's
he has
got
a fetch.
Yeah. Oh, he also has a land in his hand too that he wants to get rid
Sure.
of.
Snap Brainstorming is absurd.
2, 3. He found his swords.
It's
I mean,
nice.
he's at 5 life, so he's pretty much safe from any burn spell.
It's nice to have a little more security.
I mean, Kevin now needs to draw another bolt. Oh yeah, then he's definitely gonna hide that click on top of his deck, playing around that therapy. No holds barred.
Gross. I gotta learn how to play these blue mirrors.
That's what you said about Modern. You figured it out, kind of.
Those are easier. Kind of, yeah, thanks.
I watched you lose to Scave Shift. I'll never forgive you. For
That was outside of my control.
Does Kevin draw Dig? Ooh, worst possible card.
Days, almost as good.
That's what they advertise it as.
Yeah.
Days. It's basically Dig Their Time.
Basically the best top deck ever.
Oh, I bet he names Click too.
He's gonna therapy to get some information.
Name Jace. Do it. Do it. Name Jace.
Nope, name Click.
Batterskull brings Batterskull, Swords of Plowshares, Flooded Strand.
Where the heck
Jace
did the Click go?
Oh no! This is Innie. He's a clever guy.
Yeah. What a sneaky guy.
Sneaky man. Yeah. And that's gonna be it for game 1. That was a sweet game.
Very saucy.
Both these decks. I mean, Zinni's deck can glows in a bit of a bit faster, but we'll see. Kevin's deck is not known for closing that quickly. Ooh yeah. Get those 5 all seem great. Couple red blasts. Oh yeah, Kolaghan's Command, Needle, Null Rod, all seem great.
Yeah, it seems like the Grixis deck just has trouble with equipment because your creatures don't fight well straight up.
Yeah, I agree.
So any buffers on the opposite side are just like really, really detrimental.
Jitte in particular is just such a beating because it beats it's good against your main plan.
Your only clock, your primary clock.
Yeah. So
This Grixis deck, it's so light on win conditions because it's leaning so heavily on dig through time, letting you answer everything the opponent plays.
let's see if Kevin decides he doesn't really want in this matchup. This is a weird matchup. Yeah, Force of Will's not great actually. I mean, like, yeah, Daze is pretty poor. Daze is honestly like a card I would want to leave in on the play,
Sure.
just for value. But that's very getcha.
Twindom calling for Dak Faden again.
Dak Faden would be nice.
You gain control of it permanently or until...
Permanently.
Okay.
You gain control of it. It's
You
yours.
just take the Jitte.
It's yours now. You earned it.
It's very good against Jitte. Pretty mediocre against Batterskull.
I think the Daze and Grixis control is just like free spells are just so good in the deck. Like having like a 5th free spell is like pretty nice. There is a Dredge deck tonight. We watched it get turn 1'd by Doomsday and then put lethal on board and lose to Doomsday.
Doomsday looked like its hand was complete garbage, and then
Won the game.
Burning Wish for Time Spiral into the nuts, kill you.
Yep. All right, so Kevin looks like he cut a couple Force of Wills, Daze, a Probe, and a Innocent Blood. I think cutting an Innocent Blood is like pretty reasonable. I would almost want to cut both, but like you don't want to be completely cold to a True Name Nemesis.
Yeah, and it can be nice early in the game just to tag in very early Stoneforge.
Zinni has a Notion Thief. Obviously. Obviously, he's looking to steal some things.
Notion Thief not very good against Dig Through Time.
Ooh, Teferi's Response is a nice one.
Teferi's Response probably deserves to be banned. Card is not cool.
If you guys ever want to hear a story about how Greg did not top 8 a Legacy Open, ask him about Teferi's Response.
I've never top 8 in an Open. That was the closest I came. I was basically a turn away from... Yeah, I was a turn away.
Yep, he was a turn away. And what happened?
I got my Rishadan port on my opponent's Inkmoth Nexus. Teferi's Response.
Which,
and,
in case you're wondering, that is literally the intention of the design of Teferi's Response, is to combat the disgusting nature
Rishadan port
of Rishadan port.
in Standard, when they were in Standard.
It looks like Kevin's got a 1-lander with no red mana, and a Brainstorm and a Pyromancer. But he does have a Probe and an Innocent Blood. Seems unexciting. I'd be kind of tempted to keep, but like the blind therapy here is just unexciting. You have to turn 2 Brainstorm, and you probably have to turn 1 therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy, you got a name, Stoneforge Mystic? He must have named Brainstorm.
Yeah.
That's my only guess. That's a card that people tend to blind name a lot. I think Stoneforge Mystic is one of the scarier cards.
Sorry, I'm having flashbacks to that game now.
Once again, I am Phil Silverman, joined with my incredibly tilted co-host, Greg Schaefer.
I'm having a Proustian, tilt flashback right now.
Ooh, so Tone Casting Ponder, seeing Supreme Verdict, a second Stoneforge Mystic, and Flooded Strand. I think there's some temptation to just, to leaving that second Stoneforge on top of your deck in case of a Baleful Strix into Therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what he's going to do here. I'm pretty good at this.
Baleful Strix into Therapy seems like a kind of common line for this Grixis deck.
It's not bad.
You were pulling it off. You did it a couple times to me.
Yeah.
In our test games.
Felt good. Ooh, he hits the land. Ooh, in Koligon's Command.
Command seems super, super good in this matchup.
I'd agree.
Probably one of the best Snapcaster targets, too, for the deck.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one Snapcaster, but it does seem nice.
Sorry, I'm in modern mode.
I know. Looks like he's going to put back the Koligon's Command, though. He's trying to decide. The Innocent Blood seems not great. Oh, he's just going to put back a Force of Will. I think I would have... Yeah, I think you got to do this. Yeah, he's just going to pass. Holding up Counterspell.
Yep.
Kevin did not fetch, notably.
Fetching now, though.
But this is a little weird to me. So he knows that Zinni has Counterspell, so...
He's running it out.
I guess it's just, not that big of a deal.
I suppose. I mean, he's just building up a graveyard for his Dig Through Time.
Yeah.
But it seems like too clean of a turn for Tony.
Yeah, I feel like you're making it easy for Tony.
Yeah.
So Tony right now is probably just gonna jam a Stoneforge Mystic.
It would be one thing if Kevin was walking Tony down a line that he wanted Tony to take, but it doesn't seem like Kevin actually has a payoff for getting the Counterspell out of Tony's hand.
Yeah.
Wow. We see Force of Will on Stoneforge.
So this is a reason. If you think you need to Force of Will the card, then you should name it with Cabal Therapy.
Yeah.
Is my thinking. If you think it's that important to devote that. I mean, to be fair, it is a card you get to do. You get to. Oh no! Oh, don't pass. Just dig. Dig now.
Yeah.
Don't give him time.
Now Tony might have.
Might draw his own dig.
Might have snap Counterspell up even.
He does not, because he played a second Plains.
Yeah.
Because he's insane. And plays multiple Plains in his deck.
Yep. Max Greed. Tony considering whether he wants to leave up mana for Swords to Plowshares here or represent Counterspell.
Yeah. But this is going to be a pretty excellent turn for Kevin. Yeah, so there's a Batter Skull.
Yeah, Juice makes a good point. Running the Pyromancer into Counterspell and then forcing the Stoneforge when you have K Command in your hand, it all seems kind of confused.
Yeah. But Kevin is going to be the first person to resolve Dig Through Time here, and that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's fair.
He did it last game too, right?
So maybe that was really just the bait
I think so.
in his plan.
All right, already plenty of good options here. Just a lot of cantrips. Pyroblast. I mean, the Pyroblast, he doesn't know about any good targets here. I think the card he was really looking for was Therapy.
Sure. Just to get the equipment.
You might as well. Like, sure, you can get value off your thing, but like, what if... I mean, he plays a third land here, and then he has return protection.
So it looks like he took Pyroblast and another Brainstorm. Okay.
I think you just main phase bolt this guy. Like,
Seems good.
Don't mess around. Like,
We just know about Batterskull in Tony's hand?
The Swords to Plowshares might also be known.
Okay.
So here's a Ponder. Ooh, those are some good cards. Those are all cards I want. Pyromancer and Baleful Strix and a land. Those all seem great.
Yep.
I think you just draw the land in case you like need to Pyroblast this turn. And then you get to just bolt this guy down.
Sure.
Yeah. And again, the reason you bolt here is because like while you might want the full value, kill Stoneforge Mystic, kill your Batterskull, if Zinni plays a 5th land, that whole plan is just destroyed.
Yep.
I hope Zinni just taps 5 mana and casts a 4/4. He's not going
might.
to do it. He won't do it. He'll Ponder. Toxic Deluge, Notion Thief, and a 3rd Stoneforge Mystic.
Jeez.
Well, Zinni's a man who loves value, so do you think he's going to take that Notion Thief?
Does he have another land?
Yeah.
Okay, then yep.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Of course. God, if Kevin goes for Brainstorm.
He's got a Pyroblast.
Okay.
There's a draw. At this point, you probably just run out the Pyromancer. The Baleful Strix is the card you care about least at this point.
Right. Looks like he's just passing.
I think it's also fine. Like
He's
what?
just
Like
sitting on Pyroblast.
yeah. Pyroblast.
Waiting for dig through time.
There's another Stoneforge Mystic. This is pretty. This actually throws a pretty big wrench into Kevin's plans.
He can still.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. I think you just want to maybe look for another bolt at this point.
With the Brainstorm.
Yeah.
That might get Notion Thieved.
Great.
And then
4 mana.
Pyroblast. Yeah. Looks like it's resolving.
I mean, he doesn't have a counterspell, so
Yeah.
for that. This is the 3rd Stoneforge Mystic for those keeping track at home. Kevin just going to draw Baleful Strix this turn. I think we would probably start things off this turn with a Brainstorm. I was gonna start with Baleful Strix. I do not like tapping that black mana. Although I guess, well, I was tapping the red mana, but he does want to draw Therapy here. If you really want to draw Therapy, then cast Brainstorm. He's just gonna pass.
Just passing again.
I don't love this.
Yeah, if he had found Therapy, he could have taken both equipment that turn.
Yeah, would have been a pretty big beating. That's a nice draw.
Snapcaster dig through time.
I think we're a ways away from that one. That's another reason I don't really love holding this Brainstorm is I wanted to get closer
Yeah.
to doing that. And like, you know, Kevin's flush on action. He's got
You win
plenty
a lot of your games by casting 3 dig through times.
I think I cast 4 against you in a earlier
Yeah.
game. It was awesome.
Yeah, you won that game.
I did.
Shocking.
Here's a Batterskull. Nothing Kevin can really do about this. Like, he has an answer in his hand, but it's, you know, it's not going to really do much versus what's happening. Let's see if he decides to snap Bolt. That would be kind of interesting.
What's your record then?
2-1.
I don't hate Snap Bolt for what it's worth, just because that might tempt Zinni into just casting Jitte and equipping it.
Sure.
And unless he has another land after that, then
You're going to get to nab the Batterskull.
yeah. I think we are going to see a Snap Bolt here.
How come you guys aren't calling it Esper Stoneblade?
We want to be informative, all right?
Inclusive of the audience.
I think I missed a couple of fetches from Tony.
So sometimes Tony's ego just needs that stroking.
He can get it on his own. All right. All right. So here's the Swords to Plowshares.
So plow on Snapcaster before.
Blockers.
Yeah. Okay, because he doesn't want Lightning Bolt to take out the Germ token, I suppose.
I think maybe he just wants to get to the damage. Oh yeah, it would kill the Germ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so he's going to put Jit into play. Kevin going to take 4 here, down to 17.
Still 3 mana tapped, or untapped on Tony's side. So
Yeah, Tony's going to really try and keep that mana up for as long as he can. This is a dig through time. I think you just play Baleful Strix this turn.
Strix is solid against...
Trades with the Germ.
Yeah. And Tony with no other creature in play.
Looks like Kevin's going to start things off with a Brainstorm. I think drawing that extra dig through time made him realize he needs to get these things going.
Yeah, he kind of needs lands.
Ugh, that land there would have been great. Man, that's so awkward. Because then he could have actually killed the Batter Skull. He could have tried to Kolaghan's Command it and then therapied it away.
Right.
As it stands, he's probably got to try that end of turn.
Mm-hmm. He can't actually... He can't, like, empty his hand quick enough.
Yeah, this is the thing when you're kind of choked on mana like he is. You know, you just have too many spells you're going to cast. Yeah, he's putting back a dig through time here. Goodness. That's a rough spot to be in. He's going to fetch. Tone's going to fetch in response twice.
Juice, if, Oh, isn't this an opening? Wait, how much... Oh, yeah, Kevin doesn't have enough mana untapped.
For what?
Nothing.
Kolaghan's Command?
Oh, is this...
I think that's exactly...
Tony isn't fetching in response to
I think
Kevin?
Tony's specifically playing around Kolaghan's Command.
Okay, yeah. This chat's asking why Command hasn't been targeting Batter Skull, but Tony's been sure to keep up 3 mana.
At no point has Tony not had 3 mana available.
Yeah. Yeah, SIW, or SLW, fetching away the dig does hurt, but I think Kevin's realizing he really just needs lands. Like, his hand was just too clunky.
Yeah. It's all in on blasts right now. See if Tony just fires off that swords. Yeah, he does.
That doesn't get blasted.
Nope. He would get crushed here.
Yeah. Non-blue cards are looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, all the white cards that Tony has cast have all been great.
If you're looking for a deck with a lot of good white cards,
This is the one.
this is one of them.
I think it's the only one.
Miracles has good white cards.
Yeah, that's fair. This is a Monastery Mentor.
Also Death and Taxes.
What?
I
Sorry?
don't know.
Alright, let's see what Kevin can do about this. He untaps. He's still just drew another Pyromancer. Yeah, it's just all gas and nothing to do with it.
It's like the wrong kind of gas.
Alright, he's just going to main phase, destroy Batter Skull, and make you discard a card.
Yep. Now he can, in theory, therapy after the Batter Skull is picked up.
Yeah. Tone confirming that he is in fact targeting Batter Skull. He's going to brainstorm in response.
Sure.
Say sure. So find Force of Will. Find Snapcaster Mage, Polluted Delta, Engineered Explosives.
Explosive is not looking the best at the moment.
Tone is drawn. Yeah, he's had that explosive. He's had the Supreme Verdict in his hand the entire game.
Supreme Verdict, I think, might be a misevaluation of the matchup.
I agree. So he's going to discard the Polluted Delta. And now Kevin gets a therapy away the Batter Skull. He's got all red cards in his hand.
Yeah. Now Tony kicked in the teeth by this Cabal therapy.
But he has Dig Through Time.
He does. Let's see if he can find a true
what?
name nemesis.
Sure.
Perhaps.
Anything. True Name would be, I think, the best possible here.
I think that's what we're going to see him dig for right now.
Yeah, True Name is truly excellent here.
I mean, Kevin's tapped out.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game where Kevin has just really been punished by by being
Not
a little
having
bit
a
mana
fifth
screwed.
mana.
Yeah, like he has like all these blasts in his hand that would all be excellent. He has multiple Pyromancers, but that's just not been good. A fourth Stoneforge, which is not relevant. This is an unexciting dig.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lots of land.
5 lands? I think the only spells are Explosives and Stoneforge Mystic, which has, I think, one more target, actually. I think he has a sort of Feast and Famine.
Kind of surprised to see that Tony didn't actually take Creeping Tar Pit.
I was gonna say the Tar Pit seems actually even tempting.
I guess it does get Pyroblasted, but
Oh yeah, like this is actually great for Kevin.
yeah.
Finally draws a land.
What do you think the point of main phasing the Notion Thief is?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I think you probably just run out Pyromancer to get a token here.
And then then Lightning Bolt, rather?
Yep. I don't like red blasting. Well, maybe. Bolt does kill Stoneforge Mystic, of which there is another.
I guess also Kevin had 2 Red Blast effects and only 1 Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. At least some temptation to hold those. Let's see if
Yeah.
Tone just Supreme Verdicts.
Seems like the time to do it.
No, he's just going to use a counter.
Okay.
Isn't this max value tone? Is that what you're talking about?
So I would
That's
imagine
fascinating.
that this last Jitte counter is going to go after... Well, maybe not.
This is a reason, by the way, the 4th Stoneforge Mystic is the reason to hold that Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
Just going to bolt
Maybe
it now.
maybe they should play a 3rd equipment in this deck.
He has a 3rd one. He's a Sofaf
Where is it?
in his deck.
Didn't this resolve? Oh, okay. Now he's going. Okay. So trigger on the stack, Lightning Bolt.
What?
I punted many times.
Yep, Sword of Feast and Famine. Zinni does have one more creature. It's a Snapcaster Mage. He's going to play it now and snap Counterspell. Whoa! Getcha. So he has 3 cards in hand. 2 of them are basically dead. Ponder was a great draw.
Jeez.
He still is not in good shape against the Stoneforge Mystic. So here's young Pyromancer. I think you lead with Ponder, tapping Underground Sea here.
Mm-hmm.
Tapping Underground Sea here.
Yeah. Leaving himself 2 red sources.
And yep, that's gonna kill. He's gonna kill the thing in response, and he's gonna Pyroblast in response there. So now he needs to find another Bolt or Kolaghan's Command, and he's pretty much in this. Counterspell and Brainstorm are pretty unexciting. I think maybe you just want Dig. I think Dig is probably the card you want more than anything.
Yeah, and there's what, 2?
2 more left.
Okay.
No, I think there might be 3.
Maybe 3. Yeah, he might have only dug once. And it's a mystery.
Kevin keeping it a secret from us. It's a probe.
Could be anything.
See Tony's hand. Tony's hand is basically a 1-card hand, but it's gonna get better because of that Brainstorm. You can get rid of any of these cards if they get bad. And like now, the Explosives looks great.
Yep.
I mean, he can just like, cast
Clear-
Explosives.
clear-
Draws another Supreme Verdict.
He can just clear the way for Jitte.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're gonna see here. Yep. Crack. Did he find Bolt? Just says sure.
I don't think he found Bolt.
And here's a Brainstorm. I bet these Supreme Verdicts are going back. He just
He's
says
bluffing Bolt.
maybe. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's the true name.
Yeah, I think we're seeing kind of a fundamental advantage for Tony's deck here.
He's just way more threat dense.
Yeah, he's a very much bigger mid-range control deck.
Mm-hmm.
Or like he's a mid-range deck and Kevin's trying to be like an eternal control deck.
Yeah.
Which means running very lean.
Yes.
And Tony's kind of just like bulldozing. Jace the Mind Sculptor,
Not a bad draw.
not a bad one.
It's probably not going to be enough.
It's probably on bounce duty here for this turn.
Question is if Kevin wants to lead with Brainstorm. I don't think he does.
No.
Jace.
It has to bounce, right?
Yes.
Otherwise it just dies. Yep.
Put Stoneforge in your hand, but Zinni's hand is Click.
It's all very good cards.
Yeah.
And he even drew another land so he can empty his hand faster. And also make his Brainstorm more effective.
It's interesting, the way Tony's constructed his deck is that he's almost blue, just straight blue-white.
Yeah, not a ton of black cards. I mean, I think it's mostly for like Thoughtseize. Maybe some various sideboard cards.
So I think Kevin, I don't like this Brainstorm.
I don't know what it accomplishes.
Yeah. Ooh, did find a Dig, though. I mean, that will be good next turn, but What are you getting out of this brainstorm?
Yeah. So with the dig, he needs a way to answer. Does he even have any answers to True Name?
Yeah, Innocent Blood.
Okay.
It's not going to work versus Click.
No.
But we'll see if he's able to put something together.
If he gets like Pyroblast plus
Innocent
Blood, that would work.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Null Rod's a good
7.
one.
Null Rod is, I would say, step 1, and there's another dig.
That'll play.
I think you just take both. I think you have to. Like, you take both of those, you get a free brainstorm out of Jace.
Mm-hmm. You could even tick up.
You probably just brainstorm now. No, I think you brainstorm to try and hit Innocent Blood. It's a therapy. These cards aren't bad. These cards are not bad.
They're not bad, but
are they good enough? I don't know. But
are they actually impacting the board enough to catch Kevin back up?
It's a good question. I don't know, and I'm not convinced they are. One card that I don't think Kevin has in his deck that would be insane here is Toxic Deluge.
Sure.
But again, I don't think it's available.
Yeah, that would work.
So here's a Null Rod. Tone has already used his explosives. I don't think he has a way to remove that. And it will take away the sort of Feast and Famine in his hand.
Tony is just leaving the counters on Jitte, though. He could have gained 4 life, but it's probably worth more if he ever is able to blow up Null Rod to just have the counters already sitting there ready to go.
Yeah.
Since he's at such high life.
Kevin going to dig again. In response to this click, which is, okay, except for the fact that, it will leave him in a tough spot. Like, he only has, I think, the 1 copy of Innocent Blood. What do you even take here? Just dig and ponder?
Yeah, they don't do much. I mean,
I don't even like taking command here. I think command's too expensive.
I don't know what it does. He already has Null Rod. What other artifacts do you care about?
So now this resolves. I see dig Kolaghan's command ponder. I think if you're Tony, you just have to take the dig.
Sure.
He didn't uptick Jace. I don't know why he didn't uptick Jace. I think he just wanted the brainstorm to try and find Innocent Blood. Ooh, why did they hit the camera?
Well, at least it didn't move.
Yes. Alright, so here's an untap. Yeah, he did take dig.
Minor earthquake here in Chicago, everyone.
Tone did not crack his fetch land. I think he just drew it naturally again. The other Supreme Verdict, which loses him the game if he casts it.
Yeah.
It's a very tight game.
That's how you know your sideboard cards are good. When they would lose you the game if you played them.
Sort of Feast and Famine and a Shrug.
Yeah.
There's a Baleful Strix. That trades with the
Click.
With the click. You probably lead with Strix and then cast Ponder?
True Name is going to be a continuous problem, as always.
Kolaghan's command does kill the click, though, which at least will free it up for Innocent Blood.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Bolt as well. So now you can just cast. Now you have to cast Ponder.
Lots of ways. I think we're going to see 2 damage and discard.
2 damage, you discard. I mean, one of these verdicts is gone.
Yeah.
Oh no, is it 2 damage and get back Pyromancer? Yeah,
Oh,
that's what it
okay.
was.
It's going to erase True Name.
It's a tough proposition with Tone at 25.
Yeah.
Kevin finally crawling out of his mana troubles, and he's going to flashback Therapy on Stoneforge Mystic, getting a token from Pyromancer. I don't know any name. I don't know why you don't name Stoneforge Mystic since you know it's there. I mean, there's nothing else you can get.
Did you know?
Yeah, he bounced it with Jace.
Okay.
Toxic Deluge. How many sweepers are in this deck? Every one has been truly terrible. 4 life. Can be Ponder. Oh my goodness.
A little late.
Is it?
Oh, I guess not.
Here's a Ponder. We see a bunch of business, a bunch of terrible business. I think you need that therapy. I think he's realizing he needs that therapy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need to deal... Oh my god. Stop throwing my cards around. Therapy and name Supreme Verdict.
Jeez.
And you can also take the Toxic Deluge.
Yep.
Yep, trigger, take Toxic Deluge. And Innocent Blood. Wow. Sack the new token you make. And attack.
I don't know how he got out of this. He's not out of the woods completely yet. But
No, I mean, I bet Tony has like 2 more Supreme Verdicts in his deck or something like that.
Snapcaster for Supreme Verdict.
Click was... Is Click a draw? Stoneforge Mystic. That is fine.
It does approximately nothing.
It's a 1-2.
What is in Tony's hand?
Bolt it, trigger. I think he has Click, which is really going to punish this play.
Yeah. Draw step.
Draws a land. Plays that land because he knows one of his top cards is another land. Swings for 4, 5, 6.
I don't like swing with Pyromancer.
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a 2-turn clock.
Oh, coming back the other way.
Yep.
Sure.
You have to.
Yeah.
And also this fetch land is going to be turned off now. This is actually, I think Kevin's now just dead. Oh no, this must have put him to 1. I must have missed something.
Yeah.
He has 1 more fetchable land in his deck.
So yeah, I guess not.
I think the bolt was not. I think he was just playing to the clock. But I agree, the bolt wasn't great.
Yeah, they are in game 2 right now.
Oh my god, did he draw another dig?
That is what I would guess. It's either that or Snapcaster. Nope.
Therapy. Oh man. So I think Kevin could have gotten that game if he holds that bolt.
Possible.
He
He can't really swing in with the Pyromancer tokens.
That's fine. You just wait.
Yeah.
Like, what are you worried about?
Another dig through time.
I think you can just attack with the Pyromancer.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of tokens, so like you have the advantage effectively.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Click was outstanding for Tony both games.
Yeah.
It was the bolt was a little quick there on Kevin's part, but I think he was just reacting to the fact that, look at how low they are on time.
Yeah, he needed to win this game.
Yeah, because to get a draw.
Yeah.
Because there was no way he was going to be able to go to win a game 3 here.
Yeah.
But I really liked what I saw, honestly, from both decks.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, I generally think that Esper is just a pile of crappy good cards. Like, which is to say, like, it's like the least synergistic deck I've ever seen.
Sure.
It's, it's just Jund with blue cards.
Yep.
I
hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I'm just, like, extremely unexcited by its prospects.
Yeah.
But that was a very close game, and while I agreed with you initially that there was a fundamental slant towards the Esper deck, Grixis deck showed me a lot of good things there.
It did.
It's just, the fact that it's just a better dig through time deck means a lot.
Yeah, I guess post-sideboard it did shore up a lot of the weaknesses in the matchup with Null Rod and other ways to deal with artifacts.
Yeah, like once you have the Null Rod, Kevin didn't bring in the Needle.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
I guess you don't want too many things like that.
Yeah, and he had the second. Both post-board, you have 2 commands.
You're seeing so many cards in all likelihood anyway. You don't want to, get glutted on.
Flooding on them is pretty terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I think the extra therapy's not good. I think he boarded in one extra one that he wanted, and I think instead that should have been either the Needle or maybe just a Spellbomb.
Yeah, just because your opponent has cards you can make them discard doesn't mean that's worth it.
I think it's also possible Force of Will is just bad in this matchup.
It seemed pretty bad.
You maybe just want Pyroblast because all the scary cards are blue. The scariest card that's not blue is Stoneforge Mystic. By far.
Yep.
And that card is very easily answered 1-for-1.
Right.
Instead, I think Tony also could have constructed his deck to be a little bit better post board. I think he sideboarded it a little too controlling.
Sure.
Because he actually was better on the board. Yeah, Kevin right now I think they're talking about sideboarding, and Soulful Elemental doesn't do anything. Yeah, +1, -1. Does not kill Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, it's just like nope.
Good against Mentor.
Good against Trinity.
No, it's not white.
Oh, it's white.
Yeah.
I think a card that Kevin could have brought. I think Kevin should have left in the second Innocent Blood. I think he should have brought in the. I really like bringing in Nihil Spellbomb because it's just always solid.
Yeah, you want to get out ahead with Dig.
It's a cantrip. It gives you the advantage with Dig. He's shown you more than one Snapcaster.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're already a better Dig deck. So push that advantage, in my opinion.
You're taking out Force of Wills.
Yep. I think Force of Will is just not great. Like, it's weird because a lot of these dig style decks, like I like Force of Will a lot more because you're able to trade cards so much better.
Yeah, but you still don't have to give them a 2-for-1 back.
Exactly. And also, like, Zinni's cards just are all the same. They're just, like, good, like, 2-for-1s, blue creatures, and that's it. Zinni's deck is also, it's funny because in different versions of this deck, like, if I was playing against Shaheen Sarani, I'd 100% board in Sulfur Elemental. Get that card in my deck. So you know he's going to show up with 3 copies of Lingering Souls in his deck.
Yeah.
The only person in the world who'll do it, but he'll do it every time.
Carries equipment really well.
It does, and it's great in fair matchups, of which I guess they still exist.
Yeah.
That was a sweet match.
It's very good against Death and Taxes.
It is. We'll kick it back to the booth real quick. Come see our shining faces. That was a sweet match.
It was quite good.
Look at that! Look at that cotton candy factory we got right there on that
So,
floor.
we have a 9-pointer and a 7-pointer in our top 2.
Who are they?
Dom and Brandon.
Yeah, throw them on.
Brandon's Burn.
Yes.
Throw them on if they want to play, please. Wait, how do you spell Brandon's last name?
Salgado. Just like
Salgado.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like how you spell Alan normally.
Shut up.
So, Death and Taxes fell to Burn. That makes me sad.
Right? I played the, actually, okay, this is going to sound weird,
Yeah.
but that's a matchup I've tested.
But
I don't know why.
which side were you playing?
Both.
Okay.
It was,
Who were you doing a favor to?
I don't know. Honestly, I'll never forgive them because that was a truly miserable several hours.
Yeah. It's not a fun matchup.
I
You
mean,
have to
it-
do some weird stuff with Death and Taxes
Yeah.
to win.
Like Castalia.
Well, you wind up like plowing your own creatures sometimes.
You just like put Batter Skull in play
Yeah.
and hope they don't draw Vortex.
So Ferric Vortex is the card you can't usually
You
beat.
just can't raise. The problem is like you have one card in your deck that raises it, and they
Yeah.
have 8 Lightning Bolts in their deck,
Yeah.
and like post board, like 8 Searing Blazes in their deck.
Yeah, Searing Blaze is also a problem. Mother of Runes is probably the most important card.
Yeah, Mother Runes is probably the single best card.
I mean, if you're boarding Absolute Law, that's a beaut. But yeah, I always found, I think it was favorable, but like, you can lose.
It's all right.
It's close, I guess.
Um,
If the burn player is competent, it's a lot harder.
I agree.
And Brandon's definitely a competent player.
Yeah. But what is Dominic playing tonight?
Beats me.
It's impossible to predict.
No.
For a while, Dominic was playing this. He was playing Nick Fit, which is like there's like one person in the world who enjoys there's like who enjoys therapy, like veteran explorer into Cabal therapy, and that man is David Gleischer.
Yep.
More than any human being I know.
Yeah,
enjoys
he
that.
has a lot of problems in his life, and that's one of them.
That's a big one, I
Yeah.
would say. I would say as for a man with as many unsolvable problems as
Yeah.
he has, that is my favorite
A
one.
lot of question needs answering.
But Dominic was playing a similar style deck for a while, and honestly, didn't seem like he had too much success with it. Switched to, I know he played a little bit of Rug Delver, where he did pretty well with, and Infect, which he did okay with.
Sure.
Infect, man, I really do not care for that deck.
Some small percentage of people seem to be really, really high on it.
Yeah, some percentage of Tom Rosses tend to be pretty high on it.
Tom Ross and all the people Tom Ross talks to.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey man, he got Todd Anderson an open win in Modern, basically. Not that,
Yeah.
Todd didn't do work himself. But,
Right.
still pretty impressive.
Other well-known Infect players, Zachary Koch, the person that beat me with the Teferi's response. He's top 8 2 Legacy
Both with Infect.
opens with Infect.
Tyler Hill, another guy,
Yeah.
and Aaron Barrage,
Yep.
young kid.
Aaron Barrage either playing Infect or Rug Delver, it seems like.
He's
For
playing an
Legacy.
aggressive deck, no matter.
Yeah.
He's playing like a aggressive deck with green cards.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's hop down. See our players opening hands, and I think we are seeing Infect. I see some blue-green cards and a lot of do-nothings. See an incredibly reactive hand with no pressure.
Okay. So is this Rug Delver?
No, there's a basic forest.
Oh, sorry.
Pretty sure
Oh,
this is
Infect. Okay. Yeah, I see a Trop as well. I saw Trop.
Well,
I saw Trop Days, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like...
This is leaning on Brainstorm pretty hard.
Yeah, this is definitely leaning on Brainstorm, and this is not a matchup where you have a lot of time to cast Brainstorm.
Yeah. I mean, Infect versus Burn. I don't know. I think Brandon... I don't know how long Brandon's been playing. I met him primarily through playing Limited and Standard. I think he's used Burn as a way to branch into both Modern and Legacy in terms of building up his collection. He's a guy who does a lot of trading locally, and I think he's trying to build up his collection gradually, which is it's admirable, and it's solid to see that you can, it's successful. He's building up store credit and use it to get new standard cards.
It's doable.
Yeah.
I don't think it's easy.
It's not easy.
But. All right. Ataxian Probe for life. Not the best. Not the thing you really are excited to do against this deck. And then Dom thought about brainstorming, but I think wisely decided to not. You really need to get value off this brainstorm when you have so many clunkers in your hand. He does have Force of Will, and he does have Daze. We'll see how much Brandon plays around Daze here. Because he has the Bolt. So he's going to suspend another Rift Bolt. Probably pass the turn. It's an end of turn. And this is an instant Daze if you're Dominic. Yeah. That's game 3 life right there. Healing Salve. Get him. 1, 2, 3. All right.
There's
Found
an
Glistener Elf. Unfortunately, he also found 2 more Tropical Elves.
Yeah. So it looks like he's probably going to put 2 lands back, and probably his land for the turn will be fetching away, so the top of his deck is clear.
Yeah, but he has just so many bad cards in his hand right now.
Maybe he doesn't even fetch away. Maybe he just plays a Trop and draws the last one, because he has another Brainstorm plus fetch, so he might be able to set up a more perfect Brainstorm the turn after.
I think he has 2 fetch lands, so I would...
Oh, okay.
So I would definitely fetch away. You'd probably fetch for basic Forest here to play around Price of Progress.
Or not.
Or not. And play Glistener Elf. If you're Brandon, where do you point this Rift Bolt? His hand is 2 lands and Fire Blast. I kind of want to kill the Glistener Elf.
Kind of. If there is...
Is that a G2 encampment?
Looks like it's going, right at the Elf.
I like that play.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The
Vibes.
perfect draw. I think you have to force this.
Do you?
How do you beat it?
I don't know. There's a land on top of your deck.
It's even worse. Oh yeah, you mean draw the land?
Yeah.
Sure, whatever.
Free card.
Yeah, that's gonna really help things out.
I mean, Dom's at 15, 13. Like, Brandon has 1 spell left.
Spell Pierce is a fine draw, but it's quickly losing steam. So here's a Brainstorm. You can use this to set up an extra card, but I really don't know how much that matters. All right, you found 2 Blighted Agents. Don't really want 2.
No.
Yeah, he's just gonna put 2 lands back.
We might see a fetch land this turn come down.
Oh, yeah, he's just rearranging that so I think he put
getting
the Forest on top.
Yeah, I don't know if he's respecting Price of Progress enough. Unless he's fetching that forest with this Wooded Foothills.
I think he's gonna take the free draw
Oh, sure.
and then fetch.
Okay.
I don't know how much that matters.
No. Well, he needs Pump. He doesn't have any Pump.
No pump spells. I mean, it is a free card, and he has another Brainstorm in his hand.
Yeah, so just cards are good. But
Yeah. I think you just gotta pass if you're Dominic here. Like, what else can you do?
Yeah, what are you?
You have no castable spells
No.
besides Brainstorm. Double Blighted Agent is kind of miserable too. Like, you really just need to find more Invigorates.
Mm-hmm.
Any Invigorates.
Brandon drawing a Lightning Bolt.
So same card. That is a Barbarian Ring.
Okay.
He's close. 4.
Kind of close.
All right. So here's a swing.
Trigger.
Trigger. Come on, Dom.
There it is.
Basic Forest. Get in my hand. Gonna go down to 11 here. And I think we'll just see a main phase Bolt. Our rendering is actually turned on
What?
with the Fire Blast.
Okay.
So he's gonna Bolt Dominic.
Down to 8.
I think Dom thinking about whether he wants to Force a Will this. There is some I would very much consider it. He does know about the Fire Blast.
Yeah, don't you want to force a will something that's more than 3 damage? if possible.
There's like one spell in the deck that's more than 3 damage.
It's Price of Progress and Fire Blast.
Okay, so we see a fetch and a response of Fire Blast, and Dom's going to force. Probably pitching one of these extra Blighted Agents.
He might want to block with one. No, looks like he's going to pitch it.
Going to 6. Basically at 4 in the face of this Barbarian Ring.
And basically at 2. Goblin Guide hitting him again next turn.
Yeah. That's pretty miserable.
It's not great.
So his fetch will resolve.
Like, does he just have to hope that Brandon whips one turn?
I think he just hope Brandon whiffs for 2 turns.
2 turns, yeah.
This is going to be rough, though. Someone mentioned that they really wanted Goblin Guide to be reprinted in this next standard, and I said I would say it's only okay if Lone Missionary gets printed too.
Sure.
You know, eye for an eye sort of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe Core Firewalker?
Firewalker would do it.
Oh, I love a Core Firewalker. I really like this end of turn Brainstorm. I think you just
needs help.
Yeah. You really need help with that. Noble Hierarch is Chump Blocker.
Yep. And Force of Will is okay.
Force of Will's great.
Yeah. You have all these extra cards.
Yeah, like these aren't doing much. So I'm going to draw that Forest. He's constantly floating lands on top of his deck, so he's drawn like what feels like a million cards this game.
But a lot of them have been just because he's drawn a lot of lands.
Yes, I would agree. Oops, I did not fix this. Alright, Dominic playing Forest. Here's Noble Hierarch.
Probably has to deploy both creatures this turn.
I think he definitely has to. You can't hold... What are you holding the Blight... Every turn you hold a Blighted Agent is a turn where you can't top deck your way out of a situation.
Yeah. I mean, the best scenario here is Dom finds another Brainstorm, I guess.
The 4th?
Yeah. Like,
He needs
multiple pump spells.
He needs to draw Brainstorm into Invigorate Berserk.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's exactly what he needs to draw. And even then, he could still just... Like, the Barbarian could just kill the Blighted Agent.
Yeah.
See what if Brandon drew like another burn spell. All right, so Guide getting in there, drawing Dom that Tropical Island. What feels like the 8th time.
Looks like Dominic's gonna take it, or at least considering.
There's like at least some temptation, right? He's just gonna block.
Jump. Okay.
I like that block. Untap. We'll see if Dominic can draw a Brainstorm here. He draws Ink Moth Nexus.
Another chumper.
This is a very, very temporary plan, though.
Yeah.
Spell Pierce is live again. I want to note that.
Does he also have Dig Through Time in his hand?
No.
Okay.
He has Spell Pierce. He has Spell Pierce, Force of Will, lands. And you got to get in there. Turn that poison counter on in a second. And it's set to 1 poison. Fantastic. Brandon draws. I see at least 1 bolt, which is not surprising. We see a spell finally on top of the library. I can't tell what it is. Animate of Ink Moth Nexus.
Gonna try to block.
And we'll go to a block.
He's gonna shrink down the Goblin Guide too.
Bolt Fire Blast or Bolt Burst Lightning? I can't tell.
You might see the bolt go after the Blighted Agent.
Very possible. No, it's
Or
a Chain Lightning.
you.
Spell Pierce.
Seems good.
All these soft counters are generally quite good against burn.
I mean, they get better after Fire Blast.
I would agree. All right, so Dominic drew Ponder for a turn. So it is a blue card for Force of Will, but I think you just need to find something.
Yeah.
There's
Invigorate.
Invigorate. That's not going to be enough, though. It's not another blocker either.
I mean, he's at 6.
You have to take this Invigorate.
Yeah, you definitely need the Invigorate. I don't think you're playing it yet. That also... The Burning Catacombs can find a Dryad Arbor, too.
That's true. That's another blocker.
Take out the Goblin Guide.
He definitely also can't play the Invigorate because... well, never mind. He doesn't have mana up for the Barbarian Ring.
Yeah. It's red and tap and sack the Barbarian?
Yes.
Okay. And you need Threshold to do it, though.
Which Brandon does.
Yeah.
Bam.
1 more poison. 2 hole done.
20% of the way there.
Of course, we know Dominic's actually just missing 4, essentially. Because now Invigorate is lethal.
What?
A second Invigorate.
Ah, yes. All right, so here we're going to see a fetch in combat with the trigger on the stack.
Dom going to 5.
I think Dom forgot if there was a land there. There are those berserks. It's like nice black border berserks.
Yeah.
Now he's getting Tropical Island.
Was there a land there?
I don't recall.
I don't remember.
It would have been from the Ponder,
Oh yeah.
so I'm unsure.
I think it depended what there was one. There was a probe and a fetch.
Yeah, I think it was Probe.
I think he left.
I mean, the extra fetch land is irrelevant.
Yeah.
There's an Ink Moth, which
It's
is
a
a chump
good
blocker,
hit.
kind of. Take 1 down to 4. The fetch is relevant though.
So he didn't go for Dryad Arbor, notably.
No, it might not be in his main deck.
Sure.
Brandon, trying to decide what he wants to play around here. This is like easily the hardest thing to decide when you're playing Burn is how you sequence your spells against potential counter magic.
Yeah.
Little does he know that Dominic has Stone Nothing.
Yeah.
Invigorate, Force of Will, trash.
I mean, if he draws blue card, that helps.
Think, yeah, Upkeep, Fire Blast you.
Oh. Or that. Dead.
And
Ring the bell.
game 2. Dominic, keep thinking about it. Yeah, there we go. And that's it.
And Brandon just crushing with Burn.
Burn, crushing lives. Personally, Burn is a deck that I often disrespect in Legacy, so I often feel very bad when I lose to it.
Yep.
Like, I think Burn, Burn isn't really I don't think it's a tier 1 deck.
No.
People feel free to disagree with me. But I've not thought that for a while.
I would call it solidly tier 2.
Yeah, I don't think you can beat, like, I definitely think you have an incredibly hard time beating a deck like Omnitel.
You have to draw Eidolon.
And not just die.
Yeah.
I've
just like lose Emrakul.
There's something there's something really truly exciting about beating an in-play Eidolon with Storm, which you can do, by the way. The normal Past in Flames loop will put you to 3, exactly.
Nice.
With Storm, cutting out probes, adding in a Hydroblast, a Flusterstorm, and a Become Immense.
Okay.
I really like cutting probe.
Yeah.
You
You already know what's in their hand.
Oh yeah, they're all the same card. They all do the same thing. Brandon, notably, I mean, he has a lot of anti-creature cards in Burn's sideboard are more for big creatures. Like he has Ensnaring Bridge, among other options. I think Vortex is a pretty slow card that I want to cut. It looks like he's agreeing. Vortex is 3 whole mana. On the draw, it just runs straight into a Spell Pierce. Dominic can just kill you on turn 2. I'd say his deck is one of the less consistent decks to kill on turn 2. I mean, it needs 3 cards, but
Yeah.
it's not great to do versus the Lightning Bolt deck. Dom double check, especially Daze is a great way to fight against these things. I know Infect in particular has some very wonky numbers. I think it is a Tom Martell joint.
Tom Ross.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Tom Ross joint.
A
Excuse
lot
me.
of people seem to just take his list verbatim.
Yeah, I'd agree. But like he's the only one who really plays it.
Take out that crop row. What do you put back in there?
Not sure. Crop rotation is fine. I think crop rotation is more for removal heavy decks.
Yeah, it seems a little slow here.
Yeah, like you can't maybe against wasteland decks. Like they go to wasteland your Ink Moth and you just crop rotate into another one.
Yeah.
Or they wasteland your Trop and you crop rotate into an Ink Moth. They bolt your Ink Moth, whatever. Like
Or against lands, you crop rotate for your 1 wasteland for their Maze Abyss.
or your Bojuka Bog.
Or that.
Or your Karakas that you could play in the sideboard.
Yep.
Or something like that. I agree, but I think the idea that Legacy is get new players into Legacy is just like a massive problem that is a structural issue with Magic. Like, I don't know. Magic is an expensive game, and there's and Wizards knows that, and they actively try and make it as expensive as possible. That's just the way things are. If you like playing the game, you gotta spend money.
For an intro deck, personally, I'd rather see people go for Dredge. Just because it's more exciting. It does a more busted thing, I guess.
Yeah.
It feels like more of a Legacy deck.
They're both. I mean, my hate on the deck is not like I get that it's a cheap deck that you want to get into Legacy, and Brandon's 3-0. He's winning. He's doing great. I just don't think. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that it's not a very powerful deck. doesn't do anything exciting.
It is not pushing the bounds of the format.
It does keep people honest. I agree with that, Twin Dumb. Like, you know, you still got to respect the fact that...
so does Storm, though.
What are you doing? Yeah, but Storm keeps people honest. Like,
a lot of things
forcibly keeps people honest.
Yeah.
Oh,
a lot of things
one
keep
off?
people honest.
Oh dear, we are one card off the perfects, but we do have brainstorm.
Dom's gonna keep it.
Oh, it's got a brainstorm.
Yeah.
I will be disappointed if you turn one brainstorms. All right, good.
What is he missing from it?
There's
dude?
a creature.
Yeah, okay.
The most important part.
Yep. There's a goblin guide.
He's got everything else.
Maybe
Now I might brainstorm, but I think you just daze this.
I think you brainstorm days here.
I don't even know if you want to brainstorm.
Doing it.
Force, ponder, daze.
It's okay,
Nah,
'cause
you're definitely
he-
dazing here.
It's fine because he hit Ponder to shuffle.
Works out.
Everything's fine.
He's got that second days lined up. Oh man.
Merfolk is actually a very good intro deck as far as that goes.
It is. Merfolk also lets you build into other decks more. You get more useful cards because you get Force of Will.
Hatchback Honda. Dredge is not a horrible deck. That is definitively false. Dredge is a deck that is very hard to play optimally, but is still pretty weak to extremely powerful sideboard cards.
Sort of like Burn.
Sort of like Burn, but more generic answers are good against Burn. Like Counterspells and Removal are good against Burn.
Like
Counterspells and Removal are
Counterbalance.
not good against
Counterbalance is
Dredge.
good
Yeah.
against Burn,
Yeah, Counterbalance is great. Yeah.
Definitely Shout's great. Scavenging Ooze is good. Night of the Reliquary is good.
Yeah, those are all good against both those decks.
Yeah.
So Loam is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to resolve.
Alright, there's
And there's the daze. I'm probably just going to set up for a second daze this next turn.
Rip it.
And there's
Oh.
that the daze he put back.
Yeah, obviously.
All right, so I figured this turn Dom will just Tropical Island into a Ponder and try and find that Glistener Elf. I think Ink Moth might be his best one, just because it's safe from most removal.
Alright, I'll sit down and just hit it on the third turn. But,
Force Vines.
Shuffle.
Gotta shuffle that.
hit it.
I've seen Dom in some situations.
That was a gambling man.
I've seen Dom, in situations like this, keep.
Yeah.
It happened like a while ago when we were commenting on one of his matches, but wisely shuffling these away. He knows what he needs. He needs anything with power and toughness. Let's see what he can put together here. He's got to draw. I mean, he's pretty all in on this, but at least he has some time.
There's no time.
Looks like he drew Brainstorm. I mean, that's if you're not going to draw a creature, you might as well draw that.
Draw more card draw. Alright.
Pyrostatic Pillar in Brandon's hand, as well as an Eidolon. And that's also good. Day's doing work here.
Doing work. Alright.
Dominic gonna draw. There's a Spell Pierce.
God, it's so good. He's playing like Rogue Delver.
He has played the same land 3 times.
Another deck that wants
like
a creature in
Regular.
play during all of
Yep.
these cute things.
That deck is
Nimble.
I mean, they're both fast at closing. Let's see what we got here. There's a suspending of a Rift Bolt
Can I counter that? But
and another suspending of a Rift
I
Bolt.
counter that.
I like this play a lot for Brandon.
I like it too.
I think if you're Dom, you do not Brainstorm here.
No.
You really want to draw a card.
You want to dig one more card deeper.
Yep.
If you can.
I think you need to be patient.
No.
0 patience.
I
Alright, get rewarded.
Does he have the?
That's just how it works.
He has the land, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he has a burden in his hand.
Never punished.
And now he can hold up Spell Pierce. But,
Sure.
I mean, there are 2 burn spells that could be pointing at this Glistener off this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, at one point.
When all of the burn spells are pointed at the creatures, though, you gotta feel like you're doing something right.
Theoretically. Here's a Glistener Elf. I'm very interested to see what Brandon decides to do this turn.
Yes.
I think the first one might just go at the Glistener Elf.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he immediately sent it to the Glistener Elf. And you can't even Spell Pierce it. Doesn't have vines. I mean, he can invigorate it, but
Oh man.
then it just dies to the second Rift Bolt. Ooh, Mono White Stacks is a deck I actually really enjoy.
I have not seen that deck in a long time.
There's something... That deck does something powerful. That deck casts Chalice of the Void on turn 1. That is a powerful interaction.
Alright, betting.
I think Dom right now deciding if he wants to Brainstorm in response. I think that's what we're going to see. I think this is a little preemptive.
Yes. All this.
Finally died. Oh my god, no it didn't. Resurrection. Sorry, I would comfortably describe this as a horrific mouse.
The mouse or the batteries?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you.
We're not technical people here.
Ooh, hashtag ban Chalice. Yeah, Chalice is a rude card. People do not like playing against Chalice.
Another check of the format.
Oh yeah.
All
Look,
right.
Legacy's got a bunch of weirdo stuff going on. That's just how it is. All right, see a brainstorm here from Dom.
Oh.
Oh, seem to invigorate.
Move in.
Interesting. He got the Berserk, so.
But,
Spell will do.
I mean,
Just saving is
but it only
good.
saves it from the first Rift Bolt.
Oh,
Yeah.
where?
Well,
Well,
no. It saves it from...
It's a 5/5.
wait, yeah, not both.
Send it right back at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
and Don's just like, cool. I'm alive.
It is
2 for
dead.
2. Yeah.
I know.
All right. I think Brandon now wants to jam this pillar. That's got to get spell pierced.
Oh.
Seems like a
Get
good pierce
rewarded.
target.
Yep. I think Brandon realizing that Dom's hand was just all reactive stuff.
Yeah.
He does have a brainstorm to refill.
Get rewarded. Peel it. Oh. I just want to see Dom run hotter than the sun.
Has not happened yet.
No. Pretty well, though. Pretty well.
All right, so here's a brainstorm.
Like this.
Ponder, Glistener Elf, and Force Will. Now he doesn't have the kill anymore, but he still needs this Glistener Elf to do something.
Yep.
It's kind of funny how much harder I feel like this deck has a time against Burn than the modern version. The modern version just
Spellskite.
Oh, Spellskite is a card.
It helps.
It does help.
Also, what is it? Wild Defiance?
Well, Wild Defiance is more or less unbeatable.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if Dom had Wild Defiance, he'd board it in.
Be very good
It
here.
would be above average. He's just going to pass back. He's not going to cast Glistener Elf. Brandon just going to draw. That is what I hate seeing, is a Burn player, done play their third land, just ships the turn back with like 5 cards in hand.
They have a bunch of lightning bolts.
Oh, just a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
All right, Ponder. We see Berserk, Blighted Agent, Flusterstorm.
2 Berserks.
No, that's the one.
That's the wrong number of Berserks.
Yeah. Might shuffle.
I think it's a
I think he wants to.
easy shuffle.
Yep.
Flusterstorm is okay, but
Easy keep.
easy keep. I was wrong.
I think he wants that creature, just in case.
He has another spell pierce too.
Yep.
He has basically 2 spell pierces then,
Yep.
and Force of Will.
Yep.
He's at 19
Sitting comfortably.
Both going to Glistener Elf. I think you just let this happen.
because he has another creature,
Nope. Jam it.
right?
Do it dumb.
Like he has another.
What are you gonna have 2
Yeah, he has
spell
a
pierces
he
for?
has a Blighted Agent in his
Yeah,
hand.
it's floating on top of the deck.
All right, so he's just gonna Flusterstorm it.
Okay.
Send all the targets at Lightning Bolt from the Storm trigger. See what Brandon decides to do here. I think, man, with Dom only with 2 cards in hand, you gotta start sending these upstairs. At some point, he does have a
Yeah.
Price of I think he's a couple copies of Price of Progress.
Those are 4 apiece currently.
Yeah.
I think he's banking on them being 6 though.
If there's 6, it's gonna be tough for Dominic to stay in this game. We're gonna see our first first blood of the game, so to speak. Glistener Elf. All right, that's 1 poison.
Get in there.
And here's Blighted Agent, doubling the clock. Let's get him. Brandon gonna fetch on step.
I think now is when we see Brandon go upstairs.
Fire off maybe one of these Price of Progresses, or maybe as a
Yeah, I don't think he can afford to wait on mana anymore.
No, I think this is the problem with going after creatures. Is sometimes you're just gonna like every land you draw just becomes more and more devastating.
Looks like Dom sitting on a spell pierce.
Spell Pierce, yes.
Spell pierce it.
Lots of spell
Yeah, Force
pierces.
Will.
This is a pretty juicy target.
Price of Progress, yeah. And he's just gonna Spell Pierce.
He's only left with 1 card in hand.
That is the 4th counterspell that Brandon is Dominic has cast this game.
Yeah.
And this is the issue, like Brandon getting all of his spells countered and dealing with that, it's a lot to deal with. Sorry, getting his spells countered and sending a couple at creatures instead.
Mm-hmm.
It's not been great.
I'm really Brandon getting in there.
I like this Price of Progress a lot.
Before damn
Yep, so he takes 4
6.
plus
Power
2.
trigger, yep.
13. He might be able to raise.
There's a chunk.
That's the Berserk.
Berserk is just +1 infect here. I think Brandon is certainly favored in this race.
Yep.
Unless Dom has better draws.
That was a card away from winning.
There's a Pyrostatic
Pillar.
Pillar. Ooh, and there's a Fire Blast in his hand. Pyrostatic Pillar is a pretty excellent draw.
It's gonna trigger Swift Spear too.
Yep. Here's a pillar. Dom can't do anything about that. He's just got Forcible Berserk in his
You
hand.
can only berserk your own creatures, right?
Nope.
You can berserk theirs.
Yup.
We might see that post combat.
Can't cast a post combat.
Oh, lame.
Yep. It can be kind of scary making this first I've definitely seen Tom Ross do it to an opposing Delver. Like an unflipped Delver, he's just like berserk it. It's a poor man's piracy charm.
Yeah. It's something. Ooh. Is this? Yeah.
Oh, here's a kicked Vines of the Vastwood.
Oh.
And now he knows it's safe for berserk.
Does it resolve?
Yeah.
Well, he can fire blast it.
He could.
Don't
Does
you
he
have
want
to?
I don't think he has to.
And then berserk, and that's game. Can't be the target of any spells.
Yeah.
Or any spells not controlled by Dominic.
Game 3.
Brandon thinking about it. Thinking about it.
Is that a beta berserk?
Yep.
That was old school, man.
Literally from the old school.
All right, game 3.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
Berserk is the rich man's piracy charm. I wouldn't.
Really.
All right, so that's
three.
Jason. What did you lose to?
Infect.
Uh,
Against Death and Taxes, game 3 had 5 Mentors swinging in for 24 damage or 20 damage.
5
Mentor tokens.
Yeah.
For 20 damage.
Oh, for those unaware, Jason's Doomsday tech in his sideboard was 4 Monastery
I
Mentors.
cut Abrupt Decays.
He cut Abrupt Decays. Is it for Miracles too then?
Yeah. It's
So-
awesome against Death and Taxes. They're like, Thalia. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, Thalia, you're just like, I'll pay 3 mana to grow my guy.
Yeah, pretty much. And they usually side out all their swords to plowshares.
They have to, don't they?
Yeah.
You can't leave those in.
No.
Awesome.
I've gotten people with like Dark Confidant, but that's like more of a long-term plan.
Also, dude, this game, I was just like, LED, loop my tops 3 times.
Oh yeah, with multiple tops in your deck, that's really disgusting.
Yep.
You play 4 tops in that deck? Okay. That makes a lot more sense because that's not a.
It's not as good as an Ant or Text.
No, it does not
but
seem
in
anywhere near as
Doomsday,
good. And when you have access to 4 tops, that's like the
Yeah.
big deal. Because that's what Miracles can do nowadays. Like
It's overrun.
it's why I like the low to the ground Miracles version with like 4 main deck mentors instead of Entreat.
The thing about the main deck mentors is you're making their spot removal good.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care. Just cast a spell. Your 1/1 prowess can probably do all the work it needs to do.
You're right, he's right. Unless they have sweepers, it's fine.
And you have sweepers.
Yeah.
And like, 4 mentors is a lot.
It is.
I think that we haven't seen anyone really around here adjust to that. Like we don't have a ton of Miracles players in general, but the Miracles, the one that won the Grand Prix, the Claudio Bonani's
Yeah.
version, he lost, by the way, 1 match
all
weekend in that Grand Prix.
People also didn't necessarily know about the dazes.
Whew, I bet those dazes were incredible that
Yeah.
weekend.
Moving forward, though, it might not be as reliable.
It won't be as reliable, but like, well, people will think about it more. But I think it's still going to be quite good.
Sure.
So
Do you think I should try that build?
I think you should at least consider it.
Has Nick not been playing?
Nick's taking a break.
Okay.
Nick-
Because he was our resident Miracles player. I haven't
Yep.
been
Yeah.
playing, so I don't know who's here and who's not.
Yeah, I guess we also lost Luis, right?
Yeah,
He
he's
played
he's in
Miracles
Berkeley
sometimes.
now.
Yeah.
That's
Life goes on.
West Coast.
so unfortunate.
I might get first if the top table, if the 201
If Burn loses,
loses. No, I'll get second.
Our
I'll get second.
Doomsday player hoping for second right here.
yeah.
Yeah, Mentor Miracles is more of a tempo deck than a control deck, I guess, like fundamentally, but it still has the lock. Honestly, the only thing it's trading is a better end game. Like the Dazes just gives it more early game interaction, and just like literally spewing it for a free mentor token can be completely reasonable.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, did his version play 4 dig?
No,
3?
2 or 3. I'm not even sure.
He played 2 Snapcaster for sure.
Yeah, he was also
wow.
very low on Jace's.
Dom's hand is a turn 2 kill.
If Brandon cooperates.
Yep. Land. Swift Spear, attack for 1. Start things off right. Old Swifty. Card has just been phenomenal since it's been printed.
Mm-hmm.
This is a card I really underrated. Just didn't think it was that insane for a while. Keep trying. Alright, so I think Dom has everything he wants. It looks like I see an Invigorate, 2 Berserks, and an Inkmoth Nexus, as well as the requisite Forest. If he wants to be as conservative as possible, he can win with Vine's backup on turn 3.
Sure.
Now, this is all hoping that Brandon doesn't kill him. But we'll see. Dominic's got, his fair share of options here. So he's just going to go turn 1 Inkmoth. I think you go turn 1 Inkmoth in the case that Brandon taps out.
Sure.
If Brandon just, decides he can't play around anything this turn and just goes spell, then you just kill him.
Yep.
And I don't know how well Brandon can play around that. So here's an attack for 1.
Here
Yep.
we go.
Vexing Shusher.
What does that even do?
It is a 2/2, cannot be countered.
Okay.
Pay red-green hybrid. Target spell cannot be countered this turn.
Okay.
I think this is just lethal.
I mean, your Fire Blast can deal with it.
Fire Blast does beat it. I mean, do you play around it?
I don't know.
I kind of want to jam.
Yeah.
How much time do you? I mean, you got a little bit of time.
A little.
You could wait until next turn and do it with Vines back up.
You might not get a better opening necessarily.
No. It's very possible that this is the best it is for you.
It is. Well, is it even that rough if he does have the Fire Blast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you can win anymore.
But Brandon might not even have more lands.
That's true. But he does have a clock in play.
He has 3. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he's going for it.
Frankly, I would be inclined to go for it here. I mean,
Shove.
it's just put him on it. Make him show you.
Yeah.
I think the longer the game goes, given the way Dominic's hand is, he's not favored. So I just want to win the game right now.
Sure.
Dominic.
So the kill he has, does he have 3 Invigorates?
No, he has 1 Invigorate.
And
A Berserk.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's a mana
lethal.
short,
Never mind.
right?
I'm
Yeah.
insane. I'm sorry. I forgot the Berserk cost mana.
yeah, it does.
I'm completely
Not
insane.
everything is free in life. Looks like he might chip in for some. Is he gonna go for an Invigorate?
He's really thinking about it.
Just wants to get 5 in.
I think you gotta.
Seems
What's
like-
the benefit? I mean, just
I
when
don't
he's
know.
tapped out, you want to do it. Maybe that's right. I'm never
No,
played this
he's
deck.
just taking 1. I think you want to wait because you make the Berserk better.
Sorry for being wrong about the thing. I just forgot that for some reason forgot Berserk costs mana. Crazy, right?
It's the same thing next turn here if Brandon taps out ever again.
Yeah.
And every turn, I think Dom has more lands. He at least has Pendlehaven.
There's a Goblin Guide here.
That could also find Dom another land.
Yeah, I agree. Spells sometimes cost mana in Legacy.
Sometimes.
I prefer when they don't.
Usually it's 0 or 1 mana.
Yes.
Most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the good ones.
All the good ones.
The green creature is Vexing Shusher.
Sure.
Rarely seen sideboard card in burn decks to combat counterbalance and counterspells. I don't really like it in this matchup, but I think Brandon got pretty burned by all the counters that Dominic threw at him in that last game.
Yeah.
So drawing Ponder this turn.
Does he actually have a blue source?
Nope, because he fetched Basic Forest.
Yeah.
Animate.
Maybe he was thinking his hand was just so fast. Also, that blue card might just... No, he doesn't have Force of Will. He's Brainstorm.
Invigorate. Does Brandon have the Fire Blast?
Because now this would be lethal.
Berserk. Is that our game? Yeah,
All
that's
right.
it.
Infect.
Infect doing it. Yeah. Wow, we have another one? Oh my god, he drew another Invigorate. So he did have 2 Invigorates.
Yeah.
So the Fire Blast wouldn't have even done it.
Okay.
Dominic, getting it done. Infect, looking good.
Well, it would have gotten it done. It's
What?
plus... No, it's plus 4.
It's plus 4. It's 10.
Man, that
The
card's
combo is
messed
Invigorate
up.
Berserk, you're
Yeah.
dead. Invigorate is just a messed up card with Infect creatures.
Yeah.
You just kill them right dead. Okay. that was our stream, guys.
Yeah.
It was a good night.
Good games.
Anyway, honestly, a lot of really interactive, sweet games. Like
Many different decks. No repeats.
we had interactive sweet games, and then we also had like the typical legacy. Someone dies on turn 1. We got to see a turn 1 kill.
With Doomsday.
Oh, and that was delightful.
Fantastic.
Honestly, I was much more entertained by Doomsday's turn 3 kill.
With Time Spiral.
Oh, come on, Time Spiral? That's a nice one.
Go back to round 2.
Saw pretty
want to be entertained.
Oh yeah, saw a pretty sweet blue mirror
Yeah.
between Tony and Kevin,
Round 3 that
Mm-hmm.
was, I think.
and yeah, we saw a couple other fair matchups.
Yep.
Saw a game between Aggro Loam and Death in Texas.
Pretty sweet game. Sorry, Cycle.
Yep.
Oh,
And then
wanted that one.
we saw Cloudpost versus Aggro Loam. A lot of good stuff. But in any case, thank you all for tuning in. I just want to say, so we had a lot of followers on our old stream for Wooberg XYZ.
Yeah.
But now that we moved over to MTG Card Market Live, we don't have many followers anymore.
Yeah, we
So
lost
if you
them.
used to follow the stream, we'd love to have you follow again.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can start doing some more giveaways soon.
Hopefully we can also figure out how to host correctly.
Yes, we're stupid.
Some technical difficulties on the back end with passwords and stuff.
But we would really appreciate it. I'm trying to rebuild up our viewership. It's
Yeah.
have a bit of a rough transition, but in any case, a reminder of our stream schedule. Our regular schedule is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday we have Draft. Wednesdays we have Modern, and Thursdays we have Legacy.
All 7:30 Central Time.
Yep. Here at MTG Card Market in beautiful Chicago, Illinois.
It's okay.
It's above average.
Yeah.
Come and see MTG Card Market. They'll be at most GPs you go to. They'll be at GP Oklahoma City this weekend if you're going to be in the area.
Nice.
Greg wouldn't drive with me.
No.
Not that I have a car.
I have to go to a wedding.
Yep, I don't.
It's not my wedding.
I'm going to play Legacy this weekend, though.
I'm gonna get drunk.
Yeah. I'm playing in an IQ this weekend.
Yep.
Star City Games. And I'm going to play that Grixis control deck.
Probably gonna get stomped on.
Yep, should have played Storm. Would still lose.
I hope you win, honestly.
I hope I win, too.
Yeah.
Dig the Time is really sweet.
Then we can maybe go to the Invitational in Vegas. Or not.
In any case, thank you all for tuning in. As always, had a really great stream tonight. We'll see you